Check one, check two. Let me know we got volume. My dogs. Check, 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 check. Yes, sir. I see you, my G's. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let me know we got volume. Oklahoma City, appreciate you, my dogs. Yes, sir. Gonies, tap in. #1 underground podcast in Los Angeles. And we ain't nothing without the Gonies. We ain't nothing without our supporters. Rest in peace, Ken Flores. We love you, my dog. Playboy Eddie, one of the greatest to come out of Northeast Los Angeles. Yes, sir. I think it's time to go, Casey.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Welcome to Hood Stocks, everybody. Happy Sunday, man. They call it Sunday Fun Day. It's also that we got the NFL still popping off too, right? We got some games. I mean, I'm out the loop of the NFL, but I know it's NFL Sunday, man. And there is a lot of individuals that are at, festivities, backyard boogies, and they're enjoying the football game. So I appreciate the ones that can catch this podcast live, and the ones that are watching the games, they will catch it later. It has been a real hectic week for your boy Lucky right here. Lucky, a.k.a. Duh. You guys go ahead and fill in the blank right there. It's been a hectic week, you know what I mean? Because I'm a union electrician. I'm a working man. You guys know this. I don't want to be a fucking broken record around here. And I had I was juggling a job and I was juggling comments and I was seeing it and I was, I wasn't stressed about it. I was a little entertained by it. It was humorous. I mean, sometimes it strikes a little bit of momentum in a sense, you know what I mean? Negativity, people really like to hone in on that, But after my work week last week, it was Friday, And, after a good work week, I like to get myself a good meal, I deserve a good meal, And everybody has their definition of a good meal, But I happen to be out there in South Central. I was right there on Slauson and 11th. Slauson and 11th. Anybody know where Slauson and 11th at? I was right there on Slauson and 11th, right there. And I said, you know what? I'm going to get me some Popeyes. You know what I mean? I worked my ass off. And I'm going to get me some Popeyes. And one thing about Popeyes chicken, they got the best crisp on that chicken. One thing about Popeyes mashed potatoes, nothing competes with Popeyes mashed potatoes. They just got the spice. I think it's the Western, it's the Louisiana style. And so I would pull into Popeyes, I walk in there, and then I realized that I may not be safe in here. And I started sweating, And I felt like everybody was looking at me at that Popeyes chicken. So I think from now on, I'm going to stay away from it in case he's looking like, bro, where the fuck are you going with this shit? I'm actually going nowhere with that. Matter of fact, okay, let's get serious, man. Enough of the corny humor. I see everybody tapped in right here. Hoodstocks, #1 podcast. I appreciate that. King Frank 47. Today we have Lucky Should Slap. No, we're not slapping nobody around here, bro. Today we have a very, very special guest. A very special guest, man. We met this man about 2 weeks ago. And his name is Nelson Grande. He is a candidate for City Council District 1. Everybody give it up for our dude right here, our guest today.
Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely.
It's crazy how we just ran into each other. I was at you were doing, I guess, a food vlog for Las Cazuelas.
Yes, sir.
Down Highland Park. And I saw you guys rolling in with with the cameras and all that. I was like, oh, that's cool. These guys are probably starting up a podcast or something.
Yeah.
It's starting something up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sitting there with my family. I'm there with my wife and my daughter. And then I see you guys sitting down. You guys sit with Carlos. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is cool. Carlos is like, you come over, say hi to her for a minute. And I'm like, all right, cool. Let me go say hi.
Yeah.
Come over, say what's up. I film media background. I love to see people create and stuff, whatever it is. I think right now we're living in a digital age where anyone can build an audience, as you guys surely did. I do this, we'd have our intro, and then, man, I can't tell you, it's crazy. Throughout this whole campaign, I get a lot of messages like everything. I have not received as many messages as I did through my campaign when I popped up in your cameo.
Are you serious?
I'm not joking, man. I'm not joking.
Wow.
But
the power of the podcast.
Yeah, but check this out. We were talking before. I had my cousins in the Bay hit me up. I had attorneys hit me up. I had homies I haven't talked to since elementary school hit me up. I had people from all over, and I was like, wait, we got guys from the streets, we got guys from the boardrooms, we got guys from like everything hitting me up and being like, hey, I saw you on Hoodstock. So I was like, wait, are you serious? And I was like, all right.
That's absolutely amazing. And that, honestly, that really tickles my soul in a really positive way. I mean, the power and the positivity of this platform, has been absolutely amazing. And I've heard this a bunch of times. I'm not trying to toot the horn, but I just love hearing it. And I've heard it from so many people that have blessed this platform. They're like, Lux, man, so many people reached out to me, family members that I haven't talked to in years, and we were able to reconnect. Bro, we did the Cronies right here on Whittier Boulevard. Mm-hmm. It's a hot dog spot, bro, that's been around since the 50s.
Yeah.
And we did that spot. My cousin went there. So the food vlogs is something new we're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which are becoming very powerful because we're supporting the mom and pops.
Yeah,
we're not supporting the big franchise, corporate stuff.
Nah, they don't need our help.
They don't need it,
No,
bro.
they don't need it.
They don't need it. Like, I'm not going to go into Popeyes and fucking like, hey, food vlog, hey, let me introduce you guys to Popeyes. No, let me introduce you to Las Cazuelas. You know what I mean? Let's introduce you to Cronies right here on Whittier Boulevard. And so my cousin went there 2 days after we did the podcast. And he goes, hey, that's my cousin. My cousin is Lucky, the one that did right here. And he goes, tell him I said thank you. He said, since we did that vlog right there, he said, excuse me, sir, there's been hundreds of people that have been going there.
That's cool.
So it's just, man.
That's great, man.
And it's something that we birthed since the beginning. That was the seed that we planted, was uplifting the community, shining light.
That's what it is, man. That's what it is. It's, First of all, what are you doing with a political candidate on your podcast, man?
We always have political candidates.
Have you? Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah, I can go down on a list now. I have to look it up. But
but before I jump in, it's funny. Let me just tell you the overall experience of what it was coming on here. I had people hit me up. So before I even vetted you guys, I was like, people usually just vet like, oh, is this going to be a podcast for me to go on? Does it agree with? Is it going to make me look good?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you know what? These guys. It stirred. It got an audience.
Yeah,
it got an audience, and I think that that's good. And listen, politicians want an audience. Let's not BS. You want an audience. You want to reach the people. But the thing is, I'm about my community. I'll go into the story right now. But and then before coming in here today, maybe like an hour ago, someone hit me up and they're like, "Hey, bro, there might be some conflicting things that Lucky says and this is that." And I said, "Well,
yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's on me, bro.
Yeah. No, and it
doesn't reflect on you.
No, it's cool. But
what'd you say?
You racist,
bro. You're gonna get me canceled before I even get elected, man.
That's a black man saying that. My brother, one of my best friends. Go ahead.
That's right.
No, but what I'm saying is that it's especially when you disagree or don't see 100% eye to eye with folks you got to keep the dialogue with, because right now we're living in such a divided society that it's like, if you don't agree with me immediately, then there's no dialogue, and then I hate you on the other side, and then there's no talking. And man, there's more division now than there's ever
Well, that's
been.
the problem with Democrats, bro. I don't know if you're a Democrat or not, but Democrats are scared to go on platforms that could be conflicting things. You know what I mean? Like, check it out. You can go on a Pierce Morgan, bro.
Yeah.
What's it? You know what I mean? Well, obviously, there's a big difference between me and Pierce Morgan, right? Huge difference, right? Yeah. But you go to Pierce Morgan, and he's gonna have conflicting things with you as well.
Yeah.
So that's life. That's real podcast. Real individuals like yourself that's gonna walk into the Thunderdome, right? And be like, damn, I don't know which way this is gonna go. I don't know if I'm gonna get a backlash. But this is the true art of just dialogue.
But that's what it is, man. Listen, I am a Democrat, but the thing is, I call myself a classic Democrat, because what I mean by classic is that I can still talk on issues. Like, right, listen, I'm running for city council. I'm not running for president. So the things I got to worry about is the safety of my community, turning the lights on, making sure people aren't tripping over the sidewalks, you know, making sure kids have after school programs, stuff like that. But the thing is, when I say I'm a classic Democrat, is that I'm not all about like, if it's only a blue topic and if it veers a little to the right, then I don't agree with it. Like, there's certain things everyone agrees with. Like, there's certain core the things that we can all get along with. Like, we all want our money right. Yeah. We all want our families safe. You know, we all want our health right, and we all want to enjoy a little bit of quality of life.
Absolutely.
I mean,
affordable life.
Yeah, affordable. Yeah, that's that's getting with your money right. You know, you get your money right, you get your affordability.
But, there's different levels of affordability.
Well, there is, yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like, and I had a feeling that I mean, you lean Republican, right? Is that what would you say?
I lean in the middle, bro.
You lean in the middle.
I lean in the middle. So there's things on the right that I agree with, and there's things on the left that I agree with. You know what I mean? I'm not a liberal, not by far, bro. Yeah. Like I don't want drag queens going and doing story time with my 2 little girls, bro. No, that's not acceptable. You know what I mean? I don't want sex education telling my kids that there's options for a fucking sex change. That's not acceptable to me, bro. They're there to go learn math, English, science, history, bro. Yeah. And so some of these things on the blue side, you know what I mean? I like, and so back to what you said on you coming, having to worry about me. Well, it's a 2-way street, bro.
Oh yeah, listen, and listen. I've been through maybe like 35 out of the 50 states, and I just sit and have a beer with just about anyone in the state. There's certain things we all agree on, and there's certain things like, I think some of the stuff you said, man, and you know,
it's incorrect. Some things I say is incorrect.
Yeah, some things are correct. But let me tell you, there's far right and there's far left rhetoric.
I'm middle, bro.
Yeah,
and I'm new, and I'm a baby to politics.
Yeah,
because I spent my life on the streets in the penitentiary.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So now at 48 years old, I live a different life, brother. I'm a tax-paying citizen. I own a business. You know, I do not condone any type of crime, any type of none. I'm about entrepreneurship, uplifting the community. What do we need to do to make ourselves better, to get along with our neighbors? I mean, and so I am in the middle, bro. If there's something to be in the middle, I don't want to be a Republican. I don't want to be a Democrat. I just want to be in the middle and be able to have a dialogue on both sides. A lot of Democrats are scared to go on different platforms, and I hate to use the elementary word scared, you know what I mean? But it seems like it's only if the platform fits their narrative, they're gonna go on that platform because they're scared of pushback.
Well, that's exactly it, bro. They were all telling me to cancel.
Yeah, well, you should have.
No. Why, bro? Because this is the dialogue we need to have, man.
100%.
This is the
who is telling you to cancel? Like, is it people that means something to you or that helps you within your career, your political career?
It's people that know me. It's a few friends. They're like, you know, so one person called me like, hey, we had this conversation. Listen, us, and I'll be like, no, this is especially when you don't cancel. It's when you have different thoughts where you have to come to agreements. I could go to a place that agrees with me all day.
Yeah.
And then I'm not making any progress. Yes, man. What we can do here is we can have a conversation. We could, even if we went like this all day, at the end of the day, I'm still going to get you a hug, man, and be like,
we can agree to disagree.
We can agree to disagree,
men, bro.
Absolutely.
As men. And that's the problem with politics right now. Like, there's family members that I don't talk to over politics, and why does it got to be like that? Our friends bro, we have had a rough year with politics because my audience is split.
Yeah.
My audience is split. They're saying, Lucky, you know what I mean? You got to pick a side. Pick a side, Lucky. And I'm like, I'm not going to pick a side. Okay, we all know who I voted for, and that's because it was against Kamala Harris and a lot of different things, all right? I don't know it all. Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I didn't, bro. But mind you, it's the first time I've ever voted in my life at 48 years old. First time I ever voted, because I was able to finally vote because my voting rights were taken from me, and now they're given back to me, you know? And they're saying, well, damn, you fucking kicked that shit off wrong, Lucky, you know what I mean? Because I vote for this dude. Next thing you know, we got ICE running up in our neighborhoods, and I'm just like, damn, I got to do a public apology. I got to man up and say, I messed up.
But that's right there, brother. But that's accountability. That's fucking strength right there.
And I apologized. I apologized to my community, bro, because the dude that I voted for, bro, check it out. We know we vote, we worry about what affects us initially. I'm third generation on both sides, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we already went through the papers and all that stuff, you know, so we vote for what affects us. So I think about the schools. I think about the economy. I think about the wars that we were at brink with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, and I think, honestly, old boy kind of did good with some of these wars that could have got out of hand. Maybe. I don't know. We can have that conversation if you like, you know, but I'm just saying, like, you know, no choice is ever the right choice. because people are going to point out, look what he did right here. You know, and I hate talking politics because these guys hate it, bro. They go wild.
No, but listen, we can talk city politics. We can talk stuff like that. But listen,
and that's what affects us, really, city politics, right?
City politics. Like, listen, we can go down deeper a different day, but I think when it comes to like drag queens reading things like that, there's an exaggerated narrative about that. Like, listen, there's certain things that I think if parents are okay with certain things for their kids, that's a family's right. But I think that if there's certain things that are forced on people, and I don't see it happening so much, but one thing I wanted to bring back to like far right, far left, because either way, you're too far right, that's too much, too far left, that's too much.
100%.
The difference is, and I think what's happening, what the identity with the Democratic Party is that the far right is very united. Like, they forgive everything. You know, far right forgives everything. You know, you can do some really harsh stuff and it's forgivable. The far left is, they don't forgive anything. Like, forgive nothing. Like, you can step out of line one time or have said something one time 10 years ago and you're instantly canceled. Which is
unfortunate.
Unfortunate because listen, like, I mean, we're all humans, man. Like, we're all like, who walks the fire liar?
Jesus Christ.
Well, we can agree on that.
Yes.
I'm a man of faith, you know.
I am too, brother.
I'm a man of faith, and I also respect everyone else's faith. You know,
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, what happens is that I think right now as a society we're made to be divided by design.
Yes.
It goes back to school when you're a kid. You're like, you get in a fight with with someone on the other side, and then it's like you start rounding up your homies and talking stuff, and you start splitting up. You try to split up the homies to try to get, it's a divide and conquer tactic.
It's the same thing as politics. And I thought I got away from the streets and gangbanging.
Yeah.
And then I start fucking, excuse my language, I want to keep it clean for this podcast because out of respect for this man right here and what he's doing. I realized that politics is just like gangs. It's just like gangbanging. They have more power. They have more money.
There are gangs at all levels. There's gangs within the family, gangs within the streets, gangs within politics, gangs within everything. Listen, we're creatures of habit.
Yeah.
We want to have a sense of belonging. We want to have a sense of belonging, but it depends on like what you build that belonging around. But it's crazy because like bringing it back to like my community, and like I grew up in Highland Park.
Yes.
I grew up in Highland Park. I was born in the 80s. My daughter says the late 1900s. Yeah. Bro, that's what the kids are saying now.
Well, the 80s were so great years. They were amazing, bro.
It was great. Let me tell you. Yeah, like we had gangs there. We had like avenues. We had all the different gangs.
Highland
Park, all that. And listen, for them, they never mess with me. Like, I wasn't a gangbanger. I wasn't none of that. But,
Yeah, right? And it was amazing, bro. Las Cazuelas on Figueroa. Yeah. Don't mess around. Go tap in, man.
It's love there, man. Bro, it's delicious, bro.
Sometimes we're a little all over the place.
Let's go all over the place, bro.
But I told Martha, I said, Martha, like, that's one restaurant that I don't go to in Highland Park, honestly.
Yeah.
I've been there one time. All the years I've been out there,
Yeah.
And honestly, I realized when I went there, I said, damn, I've been missing out.
Yeah, right.
I've been missing
out. But listen, that's why it's been around so long.
Because as if you lean towards like the Mexican side, you know what I mean? And here we go, being a little bit of within the cultures, right? You know what I mean? We're like, well, I ain't going to El Salvador. What I want? I don't want no papusa right now. I want a motherfucking enchiladas. I want a carne asada, burrito. Like I want pop. I want all this. You know what I mean? So you don't go to Las Cazuelas for that, but Rick had the tacos, bro.
Fire
come
tacos.
on, bro.
Bro, the food was really good. And
isn't it great?
I lived there my whole life too, and that's my first time going, bro.
I just lived there his whole life.
I've been going there since I was a kid. Did you see that sign that said Frank's Cameras? That was right next to it.
Yeah.
So Frank's Cameras, they used to also open up they had different booths there.
Yeah.
Where people could rent out different things. My grandma used to have a quinceañera shop a shop there.
Yeah.
So when I would go hang out with her, we would walk around like just little kid, man, go around the corner, eat some pupusas, eat some tacos, some yuca, all that stuff, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I when I told Carlos, like, man, I've been coming here since I was this big.
Yeah, but that's because the family from being there, right?
Would you like some wine, bro?
I'm good, bro. Thank you. I
appreciate
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Would you say, Rick?
That's from your family, like being in there, right? So you're used to going in there, right?
Yeah. I mean, I grew up walking up and down those streets, man. I mean, it's funny because there's a lot of change going on there too. When I was sitting there at one of those restaurants and I was telling my wife, like, babe, this used to be the swap meet.
You remember everything
I was like,
from before,
we're sitting in a restaurant. I was like paying like $200 for dinner.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, what's up? Like the checkered shorts and the knee high socks
Yeah,
and
for sure.
all of that. That used to be sold right here where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. I said papusa. Stop it, motherfuckers. All right. Man, they're always trying to correct me on my I'm 25% bilingual, bro. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah. So
Have you ever hit that Chinese spot before across the street from Burbank Junior High School?
the Chinese spot from dude, I hit all those spots, bro. And then the OK Chinese food that's down there on
OK
Figure
Chinese,
and
fire.
Man, they pile that
pennies
shit
and
up.
Fileros. All those spots,
Tams,
man.
all that stuff.
I grew up. Yeah, dude. I had a belly when I was a
Troy's,
kid.
bro. Troy's is the best.
So Troy's right now is like, because we go from like different spots where we'll do it for a couple months.
Yeah.
Right now we're on a Troy's kick.
Troy's is the best, bro. Me and Rick are gonna do a food vlog at Troy's, and I think it's gonna be the battle between Patras, and Troy's before I get fucking.
Yeah, but
My pronunciation crucified again. I mean, we can't do nothing right around here, you know.
no, but I was telling you guys that I grew up in an apartment complex right there on Avenue 56, and for me it was cool because like it was 24 units. We were all inward, and it was mostly Mexican families. We had Mexican families. We had a couple Salvadorian families. We had Asian, Chinese, Vietnamese. My homeboy was a Vietnamese. He just got married and I was in his wedding, and it's cool. We have some like lifelong friendships, and what it's cool about it is that we used to celebrate birthdays together. Like if it was someone's birthday, like everyone would get cake in the building. If it was someone's wedding, everyone was invited. Or whenever someone like had a loss in the family, you saw all the neighbors walking into those apartments and just like consoling each other. So for me, I grew up with my village immediately around me. The tribe, man. I had my tribe. And then, I go out into the streets. We knew what was going on. This is 80s, 90s. This was peak Nella gangbanging time.
Yeah, man.
And I seen stuff, man. It's wild. Like I never got messed with. The homies were always cool. They always like had respect for like if you weren't gangbanging, they wouldn't mess with us.
Yeah.
But I remember one time I was walking out of what's Fallas Paredes now. Before it used to be Alpha Beta, then it was Food for Less and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I was walking out, and my dad pulls me. He's like, "Mijo, here, hold on, chill, come down." He's street smart. You can sense this stuff.
Yeah.
And we see this car roll up by, man, and just pop. And it took some guy out right across the street, man. I was probably about 8 years old. So at 8 years old, I saw that, and I was just like, damn, this is real. So that it solidified my respect for what like life, how wild life can be, how dangerous life can be, and certain things like that. And my dad he's still a very wise dude. The guy's just super smart, just very patient.
Shout out to Pops.
Yeah, brother, for sure. Nelson number one.
Yeah, Nelson number one.
Yeah. He was like, look, mijo, you're gonna make a lot of decisions in life. I'm gonna help you be the very best. Whatever you want to be. You want to go this way, I'm gonna help you be the best at that. You want to go that way, I'm best at that. But sometimes you gotta understand there's certain consequences.
Yeah.
And so like I learned to respect what street culture was and understand that like okay, that exists, but I could also coexist and not get in the way of stuff like that. And it helped me shape different things around my life. But
shout out to the kids too that learned that and stayed away from the fire in a sense.
Yeah.
And navigated, were smarter, maybe had a better direction like you had from Nelson number one. That's key, and it's important, to give a shout out to those kids.
Yeah.
That you made a right instead of the left. I always wish I was smart enough, or maybe had less luggage at such an early age that I could have chose better. But when you hurt and you're in pain, you gravitate towards individuals that are feeling the same thing.
Yeah, it is. And listen, we're all human, man. We want family, brother. We want family. We want belonging. We all want that love. And there's this, as much as we got to be like men, we got to man up. We got to be tough because that's been the culture, and in traditionally that's kind of how, and especially Latinos, we are like, you got to man up. You can't show weakness. And you don't crave those things, but man, brotherhood's the best, man. I think when you get vulnerability with brotherhood, and I saw some of your things, man. And you talk about growth and making better decisions, man.
Bro.
It's pain. That is the worst pain I've ever felt in my life, was when I had to look at myself and be like, I can't be doing this no more. Like when I had to call myself out on stuff that I did that was wrong and hurting people's feelings and just being out of integrity. that's the most pain I've ever felt in my life. So when you talk about it, bro, and you preach about it and you do it on your platform, you know, it's commendable, brother, because, you know, we're all out here trying to do better for ourselves and for our families and for our community.
We have chapters of pain, you know. We all do, regardless of what side of the fence you're on.
Yeah.
Everybody has a point in time where they can remember their last thing that really pained them. And the last thing that I can say that pained me was the last time I was in the penitentiary, and I didn't have to, but I made the choice to let my sister adopt my baby, a daughter, you know what I mean, that I brought into this world with this crazy ass chick, you know, and that pained me to have to do that, and it really made me reflect on, like, bro, like, who the fuck am I? What the fuck have I been doing? Where have I taken my life to? You know, where I'm in this position in this cell that I have to be signing these papers, bro. I'm reading these papers, and I'm just like, damn, well, you know, I can't think about myself on this. I know my sister's going to take care of her, you know.
Yeah.
But it was pain, you know, and it was disgust with my own self, you know, and it was disappointment and everything. And mind you, this was like at 36 years old, you know. I was 36 years old. I wasn't a fucking baby, bro. I wasn't in my 20s. I was just, you know. And so I knew when I got out, since I've been out, I knew I had to make change, man. Yeah. And I knew that I was better and I can do better, you know? And so here we are, been out for like 10 years, brother, and I've really stayed the course. I've fought my demons, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's people that are going to tell you, hey, I don't know about going on that platform, you know what I mean? That, you know, yeah, we are politically incorrect sometimes, and sometimes it's just dark humor. Yeah. And sometimes we're learning on the fly. We're learning in real time. Yeah. I'm learning in real time. I don't get it right all the time. So one thing that I thought I knew last week, well, this week I'm just like, nah, that was not right. You know, I mean, I've learned something new, you know, and we correct our wrongs. And one thing about this podcast is we're fucking transparent as shit, bro. Yeah. I emptied out my closet since the beginning. You know what I mean? I wasn't gonna let nobody throw, hey, oh, lucky this, lucky, like, nah, homie, I'll let it all out. Aired it out. I'm gonna air my laundry out, bro, because there ain't no running from it, because that's a part of my history, bro. And some shit I'm horribly ashamed of, you know, but I can't change it, you know. I can just put my head down and move forward into the future and do better, and that's what we promote, doing better. Fuck, all right, you can't change the past, but tomorrow we can make it a better day.
That's what it's about, man. It's about making progress, you know. Going back to like what you were saying, like when you were telling me, there were people telling me, oh, you got to cancel. Like, no, I'm not going to cancel. Because I watched some of your videos, and what I can respect is direct talk and walking away and saying, we can talk another day. Yeah. Because what your commitment is, from what you're telling me, is that your commitment is to improvement and bettering your neighborhood.
100%.
So is mine. And the thing is, I'm not going to choose who lives in my district. I don't get to choose. I'm only going to choose the Democrats because I'm a Democrat. Yeah. No, man, that's not my job. My job is to improve everybody's lives. If you voted Republican or if you voted Democrat like me, I don't have to have the conversations to just go into, like, I don't just walk into rooms where people are clapping for me. Those rooms are already done. That's okay. Yeah. I got to walk into rooms where people and I disagree, because those are the rooms where we need to create a dialogue and build a bridge. So, you know, and this is, you know, shout out to you, man, because I was talking to these folks and I was like, no, I'm going to go on there. We can talk straight, and I bet you we're still going to be cool after this.
100%.
And then so, you know, but it's right now by design, we're made to fight against each other. There's like divide us, yeah. It's like men against women. There's this huge push against, you know, people who don't care for, you know, like, men and women are at war. We got black and brown that are people trying to create a divide. Yeah. I told you, yeah, you know. So the thing is, like, we got to look past all that. Going back to the things like, what do we care about? Man, we can be kicking it in the backyard, having a barbecue, having a drink, you know, with their families, knowing that you got money in the bank and we're healthy. Like, that is a good life to me. That's a good life to me. All the other stuff is noise. And then, you know, we can figure out all the details. So I think that when, you know, for me, I tell people, like, what's my North Star? My North Star is that I'm going to move things forward for myself and my community, and then we're making progress. And as long as we're taking steps forward, then we're all winning. And as long as there's a day where we can still continue to talk, then there's still a way forward. It's just, and I heard you guys on different things talk about like woke, different things. Woke has taken a bad name because woke initially meant like, hey, I understand and I have empathy and feelings for other folks, so therefore I kind of have an understanding of what it is. But woke got attached to cancel culture, where it was like instant cancel culture.
Well, I felt like I was attacked at one point because in the beginning I had some individuals that were kind of like, they really had the gift of the gab. Maybe they were educated, a lot more educated than I was on different subjects, what I mean? So I felt I was lacking, and then I was shamed for not being woke, and basically it was uninformed.
Yeah, but the thing is,
and this is from people that consider themselves woke,
Yeah, but the thing is, we can't be acting like we're everybody. Like, listen, someone's gonna know more than me on one thing and on another thing, but I'm gonna know more than someone else on another thing. Like, we can't just be picking and choosing topics and trying to act all righteous like we're the best at everything just because we're about that one topic. Like, man, I know what I know and I know what I don't know. So for the things I don't know, I put people around me that do know that. Like it's like I'm not here trying to act like I know it all. And I still get these guys who try to come up and try to challenge, be like, oh well, this and that. And they start citing statistics and facts and like things that like really no one knows and reads.
Okay. But chat GBT motherfuckers.
Yeah, stuff like that. What do they call? They call them robosexuals.
Robosexual.
Yeah. I saw that one. Yeah, I saw those. That's one of the memes popping up now. So like, and the thing is, it's like people want to feel validated. People want to feel that they're better. So, and that generally comes when it's like when you're lacking a little something in your life.
Yeah.
People try a little harder than be better than you at something else. It's like, but I think if we're healed, we're all dealing with traumas, and right now we're spread thin, man. I don't care who you are. We're all spread thin, man.
Yeah, bro. We're in turmoil right now.
Yeah, man. If we just if we heal, we create more brotherhood, more sisterhood between us all, and we focus on the commonalities and stop talking about the things that divide us. Man, we're gonna be better, because social media is meant to trigger us. Let's check this out. I'm not gonna say who, person by name, but this dude I met 2 weeks ago who works at Google algorithms, or he used to work there. He was like, listen, let me tell you, I'm an algorithm specialist. We're meant to trigger you and piss you off, because that's what gets you. That's what gets likes and movements and stuff like that, and it's real. Like what gets the most comments? When you piss people off.
Yeah.
What gets the most engagement? When you do something that's misleading and stuff like that.
And that's what really that's what triggers me. What triggers me is all the good things this platform does, bro. It's never talked about on the other platforms. They're not like, hey, Hoodstocks did this for this person or this community, which we've done a lot, bro. Not only on camera, behind the scenes, connecting dots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not about throwing gas on a match, because a lot of platforms do that, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's that what triggers me is when someone will grab what they recently grabbed, was clearly just a part of my dark humor. If you don't know and you ain't been watching all these years, then you know that I'm that guy that thinks he's funny and says a lot of different things, but I show a lot of love to all the races, bro. 1000%. There's bad people in every race, and I like to see the good. I like to see the good in the people from all races, we've seen that in real time right here.
Yeah.
But but I get it though. I get the algorithms. I get the nature of the beast, social media, and at times I have to turn it off, bro.
Yeah.
For my sanity.
Oh yeah, bro. You got to turn it off.
I delete the app, Instagram, so I don't automatically like open my phone without thinking and then press the app, because that's like we do that, we do that. We end up trained because of all these apps and different things. We want to see what's the latest, what's going on. And so sometimes I open up my phone and I'm going to press it and I'm like, oh shit, I deleted it. All right, cool. I don't need that.
You know what? The happy accident.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Talking about like good things. I saw a video. It pops up every once in a while, and I love this video. It's my favorite video on social media. It's a little white girl in a little sundress. I don't know, she's probably like 10 or 12 years old, in a Mexican restaurant.
Nice.
With like 10 black people.
Okay.
And this little girl singing, I don't know, it's like a hip hop song or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's just, everyone's just jamming and vibing. And I'm like, man, this right here, this one video encompasses so much beauty. It's like, this is what our country could really look like. Like diversity is beautiful, man. Like, I get sick of the same thing over and over, but people make diversity sound like it's a bad thing. like diversity of culture, like, you know, traveling, going to different places, and then understand, like, everyone loves LA. Why, man? Because LA's got people from everywhere, man.
Melting pot, baby.
It's a melting pot, man. And
half Mexican and half Jew right here,
half
bro.
Mexican, half Salvi.
Yeah, bro. We both, shame on both of us. we both get the smoke.
I get the smoke out from both sides of the family, man.
Yeah,
but you know, it's all love, though, man.
So we got a lot of things that we can relate to in a sense of that, right?
Yeah, yeah. But, you know, I think what's happening right now is that I feel like there's a movement of unity again. What happens is I feel like we got so stretched out that people are like, you know what, screw this. And the younger generation is more like it. The younger generation is more like, screw this. You know what? We're more about love, and they're a little more disconnected. They're like doing things back in person. They're about, like togetherness and all kinds of stuff, which is cool because it shows that like we're healing. I feel like between our generation, like we were probably the most stressed out. Like our generation was the one that drank the most, by the way. Yeah. They just did that. You know, we were the heaviest drinkers. Yeah. And I think there was a lot of coping in there. A lot of good times too.
Well, they used it as a coping mechanism, 100%.
Yeah.
Our theos, our aunts, our fathers, mothers, whatever the situation might be, ourselves, right? I think that the difference in generations, when we talk about our generation compared to, say, our kids now, it's really, really night and day. I mean, I'm so happy and I feel so blessed that I am pre-social media world life, when we were outside, riding bikes.
That was nice.
I mean, you go to places now, and it's including myself, bro. When I throw rocks, I live in the glass house, right? The old fucking shit they say, but I'm also too on my phone. Like, you go to the gym, I go to my gym, and everybody in between sets,
you got their phone out.
It's good looking at their phone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like and I've been going to the gym that I go to. I've been going to for years. Speaking of my gym, we're all over the place again. But there's people there's people, bro, that I've been seeing them for years, and we've never talked once.
Yeah.
But I'm a person of just respecting people's space.
Yeah, of course.
We're in a public space. You know what I mean? And people are obviously going there to maybe diffuse or, just like, work out. It's therapeutic, So I don't want to be like, hey, what's up, Bob? Hey, what's up, Nelson? What's up, Droops? Hey, what's up, Casey? I see you doing that yoga over there. You know what I mean? I don't want to be overbearing ever. I just like to just be, but you think about it, if the phones weren't there, I think I'd know a lot more people's names.
Yeah, it's unfortunate though.
We're detached, brother.
We're detached.
We're very detached right now.
We're detached. And I do the same thing because like when you get my phone, I started doing this a few months ago. First thing I do is I don't grab my phone anymore. I wake up and I give my thanks. I give my thanks to God. I said, thank you, God. It's going to be a beautiful day.
Amen.
It's going to be a beautiful day. Thank you for my family. Thank you for giving me another day of life. And then I continue and then, go get my coffee. Well, I don't get my coffee. That's a lie. My wife brings me my coffee. I get in trouble when I get home. Be like, be like, you said you get your coffee. Nah, dude, I'm spoiled, man.
Hey, as you should, bro. Yeah. Did she brush your hair too?
yeah.
Let me brush your hair, baby, before you go out and get out of here.
Did your wife dress you?
It's great.
And I met your wife. Her name's Fanny.
Fanny,
I didn't forget her name.
Yeah, man.
And you met my wife too. She was the camera girl.
Oh, is that her?
That's my wife, bro.
I didn't get to talk to her because she was working the camera.
Yeah, and it's something new that she's doing, and I'm so happy that I can involve her in what I do now.
It's great,
bro, and she loves it, and she's got the best. She's never wants to take a picture, and she never wants to be in front of the camera.
Yeah.
But she's got such an artistic mind that she sees things visually, naturally. Like, she's got a natural gift to just capture certain things. So now she's my camera girl.
That's amazing.
She's my camera girl.
She's an artist.
Now she comes out with me to the vlogs that me and Rick do. We did a Loca's third annual toy event in Pico Gardens Projects. She shot it right there, and she loves it. Now I bring her a part of what I'm doing, and we've learned to work better together.
It's beautiful, man.
Work better together, because sometimes, mom and pops, I mean, it can be raising kids, household. Yep. I mean, she always sees me going out, and now she comes out with me. So that's what I love, bro, and she loves it. Yeah.
Isn't it great, man? It's crazy. Someone told me I was at some kind of event, and I told someone, my wife and I, we've been working together for like the past decade. We've been working together.
Yeah.
Our company and stuff we've done. And people were like, "Oh, you and your wife?" You're like, "Oh, you work with your wife?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. I can actually like my wife. I love my wife. Like we're good friends, you know." And it's funny because like there's this old culture of like, oh, the wife is too much. Like, yeah, well, you married the wrong person, man. Like, get you someone you can like work with, you can hustle with. Everyone talks about they want that Bonnie and Clyde thing, right? They want that one Bonnie and Clyde, but they don't want to actually like put the work in it to find it, man.
Yeah.
And relationships are tough, man. But the thing is, like, it's like you got to find the one. You got to find the person that you want to work it out with, man. And when you find that person, you know, there's nothing like it. Like to have that partner who's just your ride or die, who just sticks by you, and and just jumps on and to do part of what you're doing. Like my wife and I, like we had our business for like 10 years, man. We did a lot of good stuff, man. We did a lot of things for the community, man.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Salute to you and your wife on that, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Absolutely.
And
Salute to you guys.
Thank you, brother. But also to you, brother. I'm also happy for you and your wife, man.
I'm happy that we're doing this, bro. And now we've created a whole new dialogue, a whole new conversation. Like yesterday, when we were leaving from the toy drive that we did in the projects with Loca, she was she's my girl is the opposite of me, bro. I'm an asshole, and she's the sweetest person you ever meet in your life, bro.
Yeah.
She will never talk bad about nothing. Like even if there's one of her friends, I've said this a gang of times, I know, guys, but like I get mad at her sometimes. I'm like, dude, get mad. Like, no, you know what I mean? She's like, no, Nelson was having a bad day, you know what I mean? Nelson's good, you know what I mean? Blah blah blah. I'm like, nah, fuck that. Nelson was being a dick, you know what I mean? So I know I'm using your name, bro, but I'm
Bro,
you know what I mean?
that one clip is gonna get taken out. Social media. Lucky said Nelson's being.
Yeah. But she was worried about Rick. She
Yeah.
was worried about Rick. She's like, babe, is Rick okay? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, he seemed like he was tired or something like that, you know? And I'm like, no, Rick's good. And he probably was tired because he works a night shift, you know what I mean? You know, but it has just created a whole new, like, bond for us. And I never thought that me and her would be able to work together like that, and it's actually making our relationship stronger, bro. And it's
incredible.
And it's our love is up to here already, but now it's up to here. Like, you know, honestly, just by working together, learning to work together, she loves what she's doing. I love what I'm doing. Okay, we're doing something we love together. You know what I mean? Wow,
that's incredible.
This is amazing.
That's incredible. I'm happy for you, man.
Yeah,
that's great, man.
Like the sex is better, everything, bro. Now, you know what I mean? Yeah, more foot massages. You know what I mean? Now I'm getting my hair brushed like you, bro.
Yeah, like me, right?
Yeah, I got my coffee taken to me the other day too, bro.
Yeah. You didn't get long hair like me too,
I'm
bro?
just like, call me Nelson now. You know what I mean?
Let's get our hair brushed next to each other.
Nelson the third. Yeah, bro. Life, my life, brother, is absolutely blessed and amazing, man. And it's good to sit across from someone where they can say the same thing as well.
Yeah, brother. And and it comes with a lot of growth, man. Let me tell you, man, you get into it. But I remember when we were early, we've been married for many years now, but we've been in business for 10. We've been together longer than that. But I remember, guys, like, I think we try to test, like, what can I get away with?
Test the boundaries.
Stay out real late, she's like, nah, like, no. If you're with me, you come. If you're gonna be late, you let me know where you're at. You come home at a certain time, and people be like, oh, bro, on the chain. They're like, nah, brother, that's respect.
Yeah,
that's respect. I have a daughter. I would love to put on the absolute best example of what a man with respect to his woman should look like. And for me, I remember having those conversations and being like, you know what, this is a really good woman. It's unnecessary for me to try to do things like, just defy and try to like not be in communication and try to do things like that. But like for what? Like it just to kind of feel like I have a leg up on this. And I remember I had one of those moments. I'm like, this woman, she's an artist. She's beautiful. She cares about me. Our kids, because I have 2 stepsons and I have my daughter, and we blended our family together.
Beautiful.
Bro. And it was instant. Oh my God, instant siblings. They all love each other.
Yeah. If you don't mind me asking, bro, so you have 2 stepsons?
I have 2 stepsons, my boys.
Is the stepson's father still in the picture?
He lives in another state, but
okay. So sometimes I'd say this, bro.
Yeah.
Because I've experienced a little bit of that. I do have a stepdaughter too. You know what I mean, through with my girl. So we have a blended family.
Yeah.
I mean, first it was our Emery, our stepdaughter, and then we had our 2 babies, Shyla and Liana. her father is in the picture, you know? So sometimes when the kids aren't like totally in the picture, it makes it easier for the man, you know, that's the stepdad, you know what I mean, to implement his love, his righteousness, you know?
Yeah.
But sometimes when the father's like in there, I just, from my experience, my personal experience, and I don't know why I'm saying this, but I'm just saying it because you brought up the topic. There's kind of barriers, bro, and it's a little harder.
Yeah. Well, listen,
To capture the kids' love, you know what I mean?
yeah, you know, fortunately, it's all love. Fortunately, it's all love. You know,
Nice.
you know, and I know the guy is a nice guy, but he lives in another state.
Yeah.
So
because having boys, bro, can go can go bad or go good, right?
Yeah. Fortunately, it went
You know?
real good for me. Fortunately, it went real good for me. It went
Because
real good.
you know, obviously, look at you, bro. You know what I mean, and what you're doing. You know what I mean. Obviously, they're just like, fuck, Superman's my dad. You know what I mean? Mexican Superman's my dad, bro. You know what I mean? Shit,
Bro, I'll take it, man. I'll take it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, the thing is, when you know, and I think you understand this too. When you come in, you know, if you come into a blended family, it's like it's a package deal. There's love for everybody. You know, you're not just here for someone's mom. You're not. It's love. Like you come in and it's like family's family, and that's what we did. And it was beautiful, man. You know, and the thing is, like, they're my guys. You know, I was there for my oldest boy. You know, and that's the only time I stay stepson. You know, but my oldest boy, he just got married to he's 26. He got married to a great Armenian gal, and it's crazy, man. We had this Mexican-Armenian wedding, just like mariachi and like a whole ton of like traditional Armenian food and just
Awesome.
all kinds of stuff. Man, it was great. It was like a combination of cultures.
Shout out to Glendale.
Yeah, my God.
They're like, we told you not to go on that podcast. He was gonna say something stupid. Now the Armenians are gonna vote for you.
No. You said it, not me. No, man. But
No, I love my Armenian brothers.
Armenian
We
culture.
have a big Armenian audience right here. They love us, bro.
Salute.
Yeah.
Bro, but the thing is,
Shout out to our Apes.
bro. So the thing is, they're very family oriented too, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm down there and they're like, "Hey, Nelson, come on, let's drink, let's get this out." Man, it felt like I was at a traditional, like, you know, Mexican, Latino, Venezuelan, whatever type of Latino party, man. And it's just like, you know, we're all like, everyone hugs. It's all close and it's all love. And then, you know, my other boy, he's he's up at college right now. He's in Oregon, and he's dating a Southeast Asian girl, a Burmese girl. And, you know, like, you know, and it's crazy because she's sharing some of the culture also. And it's just like, it's a beautiful thing, man. And, you know, and it's cool because when we all get together, it's just like that family unit, brother. When I'm the happiest when all five of us are together. Like with the holidays that are coming around, I'm excited. I'm gonna see them all. You know,
Yeah.
the boy. And then to me, like when it comes down to it, like, man, like this is I think when I get those feelings, I get like, this is the core of what we all want.
Yeah.
We want our tribe. You know, and if you don't want to have kids, that's cool. You got your unit is maybe your cousins, whoever it is, or whatever it is. Maybe it's just I don't know, maybe it's just your siblings or whatever it is. But we all have, I think we all crave that belonging in that family unit. And we gotta just work on more of breaking down these divisive things that social media is throwing at us. We gotta break down these divisive things, because when we strip all that away, we realize that we're actually more alike. We actually get along a hell of a lot more than we disagree.
My opinion on you said social media, but I think the divisive things are politics at this point, you know?
I think it's a few things, but please
It's a few things.
tell me your input, but I'll share mine after.
Yeah,
Don't
well, I
mind.
just think that what's the divisive thing that's going on right now in real time right now, at least with what I've noticed, that's dividing us is politics. But then we we shop at the same Food for Less together. We're dropping our kids off at the same school. You know, we're neighbors. You know, and we cannot let that divide us. You know, we need to find common grounds. We need to have dialogue. We need to have conversation. But I think sometimes within the Latino community, and I'll say Latino as in a whole, Salvadoran, Mexican, everybody else, people don't want to have the conversations, or maybe they were raised from a mother and a father that didn't have open dialogue. They didn't have conversations at the dinner table.
Yeah.
You know, and so we emotionally react sometimes to something that we don't like, opposed to maybe sitting down and having a sensible conversation and maybe agree to disagree, like we talked earlier.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then still like fucking being family. Still, like, I love you no matter what. Like, yeah, we
Yeah.
don't agree on this, but we don't have to, like, it's not the end of the world. And so what's crazy about this is politics is up here. We're down here. We know shit rolls downhill sometimes, you know what I mean? And I feel like sometimes the politicians love to be up here and see us all bickering and arguing and fighting amongst each other.
Absolutely.
You know? And so why are we doing that?
Absolutely.
Why don't we, like, bro, like, we got to be smarter. We got to be wiser. No matter what, when the smoke clears, we're still family. We're still neighbors.
Yeah.
We're still a part of the same community. So how do we get past that? And I think it's conversations.
Yeah, it is conversations. And let me make one thing clear. I'm not a career politician. I'm not a career politician. Like, I'm a person from the neighborhood who's done some really good stuff. But, you know, like, the decisions that certain politicians make are affecting us in real life. Like, I mean, it is. It's. I remember of a cartoon I saw. Like, it was not a cartoon. It was like a comic strip. It was it was just like a table. It was like a guy sitting there, a guy sitting here, and then like a guy and a politician. You know, it was supposed to be resembling a politician sitting in the middle. And this guy had 3 cookies in front of him. This guy had 1 cookie in front of him, and the politician had a stack of 20 cookies. And he was saying. And he told this guy, he's like, that guy's stealing all your cookies. Yeah. Saying, like, essentially, it's like, it's part of the game. But listen, there's good people and there's bad people. There are a lot of. Let me tell you, since I've been a political candidate, I've met some good politicians, people with good hearts, and I also know that there's some in there that are, that have selfish intentions, in which you find those people everywhere. But I like to focus on who are the people who genuinely care and who are actually doing good, and those are the people that I want to work with, and those people I want to link up. Because I jumped in the race not because I said, hey, I'm going to be a politician. This is a career I want to do. Like, I've been of service of my community for several years. Like, what I did, like, through my company, what we did over the last 10 years is we know the power of media. Clearly, you know the power of media, right? Like, especially with huge. So I wasn't down with the way brown, Black folks were being represented, and people in our community. Like, the media was very strict of, like, it's straight white family living here, and the brown and the Black people are always robbing everyone else. That's how it's been perceived. When I go to different states and stuff like that, people would look at, you look different. People look at you differently. But it's like, wait a minute. When those are all the images you see, and you don't know Black and brown people, then what do you perceive them to be? Well, whatever you see on TV. Yeah. So what we did is
music, everything.
Yeah. So what we did is, like, what, we're gonna level out the playing field. My wife and I, we created a pipeline of how to get the money, how to produce the films, the movies, the TV shows, and then how to distribute them. So we started with that. Like, and it was mostly through the power of community, through crowdfunding.
Yeah.
We raised millions and millions of dollars to create over 400 projects that are about Black, brown, gay folks, LGBTQ, everything. Like, people who are just people who have stories and real stories.
Yeah.
And from there, like, thousands of jobs are created. People, like, some of those movies went on to movie theaters. Some of those movies went on to Netflix. Some of those movies went on to HBO, Showtime, and stuff like that. And we didn't keep ownership of those. We helped these filmmakers and all these people from all these communities to go ahead and get their projects and find their communities. And then a lot of these guys now and girls that are in their own careers. They're professional directors or executives, or they're making their films and making a living as actual creators now. But what it was just leveling out the playing field and giving them access to this stuff.
Yeah.
And then, man, we started internship programs. We had high school kids. We would team up with other organizations, and we would fly kids to the Sundance Film Festival just to give them the lived experience of what's out there in the world. So for me, and you'll hear me talk a lot about, leveling out the playing field and stuff, because, there's no reason why we shouldn't get the very best of the very best. Like, imagine some kid who grows up, in the poorer parts of our city, who's probably brilliant, who probably has a cure to cancer in his head, but because he doesn't have the same opportunity, the resources and the same opportunity, we're not going to get that cure. So, so for me, the thing about leveling out the playing field is not about, we're going to pull away from this person and pull away from that person. No. We're just going to put everyone up at the same level. And then what ends up happening is like, now the real talent rises to the top. Should it be some white kid, some brown kid, a young lady, whatever it is. And man, let me tell you, it was the most beautiful thing. And that's when I learned that I loved being of service. Like people would come and hug me and say, Nelson, man, I finally made my movie after 10 years.
Congratulations, brother.
Thank you,
Good
brother.
for you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
And I think that's super important of just creating opportunity for I don't want to say less fortunate, you know what I mean, but maybe that's kind of a word you could use. My focus with Hoodstocks right here, probably leans a little more on giving Latinos their light.
Yeah.
It's 100%, because like we can even speak, and we're not a hip hop channel at all, bro. You know what I mean? I really try to have less rappers on here as possible. I just really don't like dealing with them. You know what I mean? I like dealing with real people. Not that some of them ain't real, you know what I mean? But I like to share light on Latinos, you know what I mean? Because you see black culture, you see black culture is pop culture, you know what I mean? You see white culture, you know what I mean? And they driving Lamborghinis. Well, you know what? The homie wants to drive a Lamborghini too, you know what I mean? He got a Honda Accord right now. And so I mainly created this platform for the community, my neighbors, the people that I know, the people that I grew up with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to say, but in Highland Park, you know what I mean? It's predominantly Latino,
Yeah.
So don't shame me for not having enough black folk, white folk, or Asian folk. I mean, I'm just having my neighbors,
Oh, listen,
and I want to see them shine, and I want to give them a fair shake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like in some of these other platforms, they may not get a fair shake for being Latino, you know what I mean? Because maybe it's predominantly white, maybe it's predominantly black, and a lot of the culture, not a lot of it, but some of it that's really making the money and doing their thing, it's outside of the Latino race.
Yeah,
and I'm not trying to put you in a
no. Listen, man, no.
But I'm just speaking from my heart of like what I feel, bro.
And that's great, brother. Because listen, listen. Your experience and your thoughts are yours, and what I appreciate. And I knew that I was going to come on here, and the reason I was like, I told you this, I'm going to go do the podcast, is because I knew that I could talk to you like man to man, person to person,
100%,
respectfully.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we agree on a lot of things, and there'll be some things we don't agree on, and we can move on and we can talk about it another day. We can continue to talk about it.
Like, I feel like blacks don't need my help. They have enough of it through all the other platforms. Do I have a lot of them on? Yes, I do. You know what I mean? I've had all kinds of artists on here, all kinds of dudes that out the penitentiary. I had a brother that was 76 years old, and he felt so comfortable that he got emotional on here. He was crying. We put money in his pocket. I'm not trying to like bring this up because of the climate of the heat that I've been getting lately, but if you know, you know what I mean? And my audience knows that I am like thorough and I'm even, bro. I mean, I'm even with everybody. I mean, if we can get more individuals on this race or that race, I'll take them if it fits the script for Hoodstocks. You know what I mean? Like I always, even with the homies or Latinos, I'm like, oh, well, hold on, let me hear it, bro. Like I shut down a lot of Latinos, bro. Like from coming on the podcast, I'm like, nah, you know what? That's not really something that I feel like is gonna work well right here,
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, I gotta give the African American community their flowers, though, bro.
All the time, bro.
No, but I gotta tell you,
they're killing it.
Oh, they did.
They killing it, bro.
Yeah, the African American community, the black community, has done very well because what happened
they're
is
pop culture, bro. Well, our youngsters, our kids look up to them.
Yeah. Listen, the African American community's been pushing a lot of culture, but the thing is, what I'm talking about specifically is that as Latinos, we have to admit it. We've kind of like the Mexican Salvadorian side, that whole thing,
we've been a detriment to ourselves.
We've done it, but the things we have. Another thing is we're owning up to it now, and I'm seeing it more. People are being like, "Yo, why are we
tearing each other down?
Why are we tearing each other down?" So I got to give love to the African American community for standing up and uniting, because they united. Now it's time, and I think what's happening now with the Latino culture, and I respect that. Like if you decide, like your focus is on your community because you also understand your community more because that's what your community you're a part of.
100%.
So that makes
Not
sense.
that I don't want to have other individuals, because when they do reach out and we can connect the dots, we make it happen, 100%.
Yeah.
And all the brothers that have been on here, they're like that. Luck is fam. You know what I mean? Hoodstocks is fam, and they get the whole blue carpet treatment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, 100%. You know,
Yeah,
whites, Asians, with a lot of Asians. And I don't mean to throw that out there like that, but I think it's a conversation to be had. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. You know,
Yeah.
There's a lot of black channels that have predominantly just blacks on it. You know what I mean? You know, they cater to their audience. They cater to their people. You know what I mean? So what's wrong with me catering to my people?
Oh, no. Listen, I don't think there's anything wrong. It's what I tell people, it's kind of like and I'm going to use a dumb analogy. It's like, you got Mexican food, you got soul food, you got Chinese food, you got different things. Sometimes you can hop around different channels and different things to whatever you're feeling. I'm in the mood for like some of this or, whatever. It's even like your music. Like I'm in the mood for some of that. I just think that when it's done in as long as there's the respect and also there's like you said, there's that crossover. Like, I think we need to like black and brown unity is a thing that I think a lot of folks because listen, racism is very, very, very present. Right?
It exists, bro.
It's very present.
I believe everybody is racist to a certain extent, but there's a difference between racism and hate.
There is. Well, there are biases. Like there are
biases. I think bias is the best way to say it.
There are biases. Listen, instinctually, in not like I don't want to go down this hole too much of like
no, let's
race
not do it.
But no,
let's not do it.
No, just because and I think it's just because
it's just not good, bro.
Yeah, no, but I think that there are certain biases people are introduced to around the communities and stuff. But you got to remember, like the Latino community has white Latinos, brown Latinos, and we have Afro Latinos too. Like we are Latinos. We are
mixture of all.
We are a mixture of all. Yeah, and racism is like it's a form of hate from a place of not understanding. It's a place of fear, because like for real, like the color of someone's skin or the way someone's facial features are, like it doesn't physically do anything to me.
You know what? You know where I learned racism from? I learned racism from my grandmother, Socorro Aguanaga Nunez. Rest in peace, my grandma. She a big dog. She was a gangster. You know what I mean? Like, not in a gang world, but just the way she moved, she was a beast. You know. But she would just be like, she'd be like, oh, mijo, she spoke. We always made fun of her about folding the sheets, you know what I mean, instead of sheets. Yeah. You know what I mean? We always made fun of her, Yeah. And she's like, oh, those, you know what I mean, those fucking wetbacks are they're going to get my trash. Or you know what I mean? She would say, we were like, Grandma, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So I learned racism through Mexicans being racist against Mexicans.
Yeah. And listen, and we had to, like, it's crazy because within my own family, I call it out. Like
as you should.
I do. I call it out in my family. And the thing is, it's how I take my stance. I'm a big dude. Like we're both big dudes. I'm 6'3", 220.
You're a bigger dude, bro. Yeah.
Well, you're a big dude too.
You're Superman, and I'm like fucking Robin. Batman and Robin, bro. I'll take it, bro. You know what I mean? I'm playing my part, bro.
Yeah, you're still superhero.
Right? I'm still a superhero, bro.
But what
I'm like your assistant right now. I'm bringing you your coffee.
Oh, bro, it's all right, man. So,
you said I got that covered.
I don't mind playing my role. Go ahead. Save the world, bro.
Right, we're both still riding the Batmobile, right?
Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that, like, I'm a big dude. I grew up rough. We had to get in a lot of fights growing up, all that kind of stuff. But what I have is like I still love all my people, man. I have a lot of empathy for folks, and especially when I understand folks that get the hate for whatever reason. They're not, you're brown, you're black, you're Asian, or sometimes even people just born with a different ability or physically. Like, I think that And I got to thank my parents for that. Let me tell you, I got to give a big shout out to my parents, because my parents always taught me, like, listen, you are who you are out of sheer luck. That was God's plan.
Wow.
That was God's plan. Who you are is God's plan.
Not by the direction that they've given you?
Well, meaning also just physically and okay. Physically who you are and stuff like that is God. Am I brown? Am I black? Am I Asian? And whatever it is, I had no say in that whatsoever.
Yeah.
And people, and there's no fault for or right for being whoever you are. So to me, I think my parents have always put that within me since I was a kid about like, you know, we're all God's children, and I'm thankful for it because, you know, for me at least, it set me up to be in a way of like, to have understand we've all had different lived experiences. Like we all have different lived experiences, like very different.
My mother hated me since I was 2 years old. I was kidnapped at 2 years old, and then when I was brought home, I was scared of her. You know what I mean? So it just created some weird shit. You know, I was kidnapped. I was taken to TJ. I'll share this story one day with you guys. I've never shared this one time on the podcast. And then when my older sister Jennifer, 4 years older than me, she said it was so weird because when the cops brought you back. You know what I mean? They thought that you were going to be so happy to see us, but I was disorientated at 2 years old. And I remember my first memory was 2 years old, being in TJ, and I had chickens plucking at me, and it was weird, bro. It's a whole conversation. But anyways, I had to grow up finding my own self-worth. You know, I didn't have the parents, bro. You know what I mean? So, you know, sometimes my incorrectness, it stems from childhood. It stems from trauma. Yeah. It stems from something far deep that I had to fucking fight, man. I had to fight for my self-worthness of just like, look, you worthy, bro. You know what I mean? Stop doing stupid shit. To this day, you know what I mean? Like I'm still growing the fuck up, you know? Yeah. And you know, we go through things, but I'm always just like, I always love when I hear like stories from individuals like yourself that had a mother and father that were there in a healthy way. They were there to, and I'm not envious of it. I'm just like, fuck yeah. You know what I mean? That's who I want to be now as a father, you know? Yeah. That's who I want to be, you know? I want to give my kids, my two girls, what I wasn't given, you know? And so even to this day, once again, I'm still learning, you know? I'm still learning. And I love hearing from individuals like yourself, once again, that had an amazing mother and father that provided structure, they provided foundation, they provided direction, and most importantly, you know, it's how you received it. You know what I mean? It's how you received it. How did you receive it? You received it, but like, fuck yeah, these are my superheroes. Would you say your parents were your superheroes?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's amazing, brother. I want my girls to say I'm their superhero. Yeah. And I think they think that because they see me doing my thing, bro. They see I got, you know, the Hood Stocks Clothing Company. I got the podcast. You know what I mean? You know, I'm always doing stuff. Like they go inside my living room is a manufacturing packaging plant. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where the orders are going out, you know what I mean? Like
so that's normal life for them, right? They're like, does everyone dad hustle like this?
Yeah. And so they see me, bro. And they're like, and Shyla, my daughter, my 10-year-old, she's like, Daddy, can I help you? And I said, yeah, all right, cool. Get the boxes, get the packaging tape these boxes, bob. Give me an extra large over there. I got a 2X over there. And so I'm implementing. Yeah. I'm planting seeds with them that I believe is like entrepreneurship. It's like, you know what? Like you can do this any which way.
Absolutely.
You know, you don't have to have a 9-to-5 job. I mean, we're in a world where people are making millions of dollars sitting in their fucking bedroom.
No, yeah, man. And especially 9-to-5 jobs are going away right now.
Yeah, they are, right?
It's a crazy world. Yeah. Well, listen, first of all, I don't want to skip over what you shared earlier, man. So first of all, like you sharing stuff like that's strength right there, brother. That is sharing. Men sharing vulnerability like that. Anyone sharing vulnerability, but we're talking, you know, Latinos, men, stuff like that. Sharing stuff like that, brother, that's real strength. So first of all, brother, I want to acknowledge you for doing that because and you're doing it open-heartedly in front of your audience of, you know.
I've never shared that, bro, about when I was kidnapped at 2 years old, bro. I never shared that one time on this podcast. I was waiting to just share it when I shared my story because I still haven't shared my story out of all these years. I've been asked a million times at different podcasts to share my story, but I just wasn't ready. You know what I mean? And I wanted to study. I wanted to just wait and study from individuals that have shared their stories on here so I can share it. When I share it properly. Yeah. I'm thorough.
Absolutely.
You know, and I share it one time and it's right. You know? But thank you for that, bro.
Absolutely,
I mean, and I'm not looking for any sympathy. It's just light, brother.
No, brother, but it's not sympathy. But what you're getting,
us.
You know, but what you're getting is some brotherly love and acceptance.
And I'll take it, bro.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. But you know, it's funny because I was out at an event. You know, one of these political events. It was a Democratic club that I met up with. Them. We went downtown. There was a party, and then people were like, "Oh, you look like a politician." And someone says like, "Oh yeah, you know, what do you know about hard work?" I'm like, "Bro, you have no idea." Like, man, I was, bro, I've done it. I used to be a Class A truck driver. I was a heavy duty tow truck driver.
Okay.
Bro, I know how to, dude, I was flipping over, big rigs, with my cranes on the freeway over the Grapevine at 2 a.m., man. Like, people look at me, they'd be like, oh, bro, you're so polished. I'm like, man, you have no idea, man.
Where this polish came from.
No, no, man, like, I was part of a union. I worked in the grocery stores when I was a kid. I was part of unions, and then for me, it's always been like I've always been a hustler, talking about like wanting more and wanting more, and but like I think that when I've lived like different variations of life, like I know what it's like to get dirty, man. Like I was sitting in a truck for 12, 14 hours at a time for a straight week to make a delivery.
Yeah.
And after that, that's when I started doing the heavy duty towing, and it's crazy, man, because all of those different, and I share that is because all of those different things give me the experiences. I've been like, from sitting in a dirty ass truck to sitting in a boardroom.
Yeah.
And then the next day after sitting in that boardroom, with my employees, I'm in the alleyway sweeping the crap off the floor. Like for me, and just bringing it a little more now to the political stuff.
Yeah.
The reason I decided to jump into this, man, is because I feel like our neighbors deserve more respect right now. Right now, unfortunately, what's happening is that there's a very far left movement, and it's a lot of theory. It's a lot of like, oh, well, everyone deserves the equal thing, and it's kind of a socialist movement, and that it's a dangerous slope, brother.
You know what? I respect you on being a Democrat and realizing that the far left is, it's a little crazy, right? Not everything's crazy, but some of it is crazy in regards to, the socialist thing.
It is, brother. Listen, I think that I believe that everyone, like social services, like if you're sick, you shouldn't have to worry. If you're about to get kicked out of your house, I think there should be certain safety nets. Like we're a very rich country, we're a rich state, we're a rich city. The money's just being misallocated, but I believe that there should be like no one should go hungry, no one should be without a roof over the head, and no one should go without their health being right. However, I also believe in fair capitalism. Like, listen, I believe in like being and I mean fair capitalism is like if me or you or our tia or your jefita wants to go out there and start a panaderia or start a business, if they want to put a little risk on the line to make a little more money for you, you should be able to have that. But there's a narrative going around that like once you become a business owner, then you're kind of like, oh, then now you're a corporation. It's like, nah, man, it ain't like that. These are people just trying to build a little more, maybe build a little generational wealth for the Latino community, for absolutely. Ourselves, to leave something for the kids and the grandkids. And what happens is that it's our city and especially my district is being ruled by a narrative of like they're fighting with the LAPD right now, but we have to acknowledge some things like the
why are they fighting with the LAPD?
The current councilwoman was when she first led up
Anises or something.
Yeah, Hernandez. She was talking about abolish the LAPD.
Why would we do that?
Well,
who do we call when something's happening with our family or not? I mean, not who do I call? Who do our family call?
Exactly, right. Exactly. The thing is, I don't give people catchphrases like that. We have to look at a reality.
Yeah.
People don't feel like there's two sides to this coin. So let me get them out real quick. So number one is like people don't feel that the LAPD is doing enough to protect us against ICE right now. And I can understand that.
100%.
And I can understand that sometimes it looks like the LAPD is being a little too heavy-handed when it comes to like removing protesters and stuff like that. And I've seen some of this video and I can understand that. So listen, I have to be very realistic. I'm not going to say, oh, just one side or the other. And on the other side, I'm talking to neighbors and they're like, yes, they're like, who are also immigrants. And they're like, yeah, listen, I understand it's horrible, but someone was trying to break into my garage the other day and the cops didn't show up. They didn't, I was on 911. This guy robbed this thing and took off before they even answered.
Yeah.
By the time the cops would even get there. So there's a world in where, you can't just be too far one way, like, oh, pro-police, give them everything they want, blah, 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 even if they mistreat the community. And you can't be all one side, the other side being like, get rid of the LAPD. The difficult thing to do is to actually negotiate, like actually get in and be like, hey, you got something that you got to do for us. And there's something we're going to do for you. You want our budgets? All right. But we're going to make sure you actually protect us and we're going to give you what you need. So what's happened is that the current socialist movement is very much a lot about catchphrases. And what's happening is that, listen, the councilwoman went to my state. We're both Franklin Panthers. You know, I played football there.
Sheesh.
Yeah, man. So
I'm a Franklin Panther too, baby.
are you a Franklin Panther?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, bro.
Right
Yeah.
on, man.
I told you in the when we first met that I was there the first year of the 9th grade.
Oh, that's right. When they threw the 9th grade up there, right?
The 9th grade, yeah. I think that was like 92, bro. You know?
Yeah.
So I was there 9th, 10th grade, and then went to Highland Park continuation. Then I went to Lincoln Heights Skills Center. And then I went to Marshall and Los Feliz. I just got tossed around because I was just being a bad kid, bro.
Yeah.
I was you know, I was going through my thing, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, and listen, and again,
shout out to you for being a fucking quarterback of the Panthers, bro. You know what I mean?
yeah, man. That was, dude. I was. You know what's crazy?
I tried out for the football team in the 9th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they said, "No, this guy's too dangerous."
No, I wasn't. I wasn't dangerous at the time. I was just like it was. My confidence was. I had to figure out my confidence, bro.
Yeah.
So I can catch a ball on the street in the street all day long, bro. But then when I got put under the pressure of catching a ball and performing, I broke under pressure, bro. You know what I mean? Because my confidence level from growing up was so far in the dirt of just being not accepted and a lack of an adolescent. You know what I mean? That it showed through across the table.
It does, man. Because you know what? There are actual studies, and this has proven that the way you view the world is formed before you're 10 years old.
Yeah.
So everything that happens to you, and brother, what you were saying, what happened to you at 2 and all that kind of stuff, that's when you learn your protections. Yeah. You learn your protections, you're going to learn your limitations, and you learn who you essentially shape yourself. Like, this is the world around me, and this is who I got to be. And, you know, the hard part is, like, those habits have been there. Those lessons have been there for decades. So when we're grown men now, you know, in 30s, 40s, you gotta undo that stuff. And that's work. That's the admirable work right there.
I barely worked it out in my 40s, bro.
But you know what, bro? You're working it out. No, man. No. We can laugh about it,
bro. But it's just, it is what it is.
But it is what. But you know what, though?
Worked out in my 40s.
There's people living 80s, 90s a whole life who never try to work at it, brother. So
yeah.
So you know, I'm working at it every day still too.
We're forever learning, right?
We're forever learning, bro. I'm not standing up here being like, oh, I'm the one. Look, bro, I'm not the one. You know, this whole political thing. I'm not the one. I can steer the ship. I still need my navigators. I still need my engineers. I still need my everyone around me to make a good team, man. Like I'm not of the mind that, you know, only I can do this. Nah, man. Like there's never
no I in team.
There's no I in team. You know, this ain't me. This is we. Mm-hmm. You know, that was a catchphrase that was going on some time back that I liked, and but man, all it is like, I think so. Just to kind of wrap up that part of the conversation, there's a lot of narrative and talk and indirectly in the community. The people aren't feeling safe. Their answers aren't getting their calls aren't getting answered. Emails not being returned. Field offices are being shut down. Businesses are not getting their licenses, like permits. There's direct stuff that we actually need to focus on, like community level stuff. Like we can talk Democrat, Republican stuff up here. You know, that's national level. But my job and the job I'm applying for is to be a servant of my community. And the community is Highland Park, it's Echo Park, it's Chinatown, Mount Washington, Glassell Park, Lincoln Heights, Westlake, Pico Union. It's a pretty big. It's like the Northeast. Okay, so let's do this right now. Yeah. I need to stop and pay some bills right now for our sponsors. Yeah. But I'd like to talk about covering so many communities. Yeah. You know. And what you see within those communities, if you still have time for that. Absolutely. You have a little time? No, let's keep talking, brother. Yeah, let's keep it talking. So let me pay some bills right here, Casey. Let's get these bills right here. If you'd like to take a bathroom break or anything, brother, please feel welcome to. We have a refrigerator full of bubblies and just good stuff to drink. I mean, help yourself. Let's go right here. All right, cool.
Lucky you didn't tell them how you tried out for a wide receiver, but you really played center.
Stupid, bro. I really did. I tried out for the Franklin football team in the 9th grade, bro. And they were like, all right, cool, you know what I mean? And we were like, catch this ball. And I couldn't catch one ball, bro.
Crazy, right?
Bro, and it's just because I had just like, I was just like.
Stage fright?
All that, bro. Like I had no confidence, bro, in me, bro. You know what I mean? But if me and Rick were throwing the ball on the street,
everything,
I catch everything, bro.
Olympian,
like nothing, one hand, all that shit, bro. But but when I was put to perform under pressure, I cracked, bro. I cracked, dog.
I think that's normal, though. I think it's normal for everybody.
Yeah, I cracked,
you know what I mean?
Okay, hey guys, we're sponsored by Shockaware. More than streetwear, it's culture, lifestyle of individuality, and self-expression through clothes. I want you guys to go to shockaware.com and use Hoodstocks 15 for the promo code. Get yourself 15% off. I seen some. What did the homies say right there? This is Lux Show. Appreciate you guys tapping in right here. I love you guys, man. Love the Goonies, man. I appreciate the support that you guys have been giving me through this kind of a rough week. You know what I mean? When you see your boy getting crucified, and you guys know me better than that. You guys know I'm not that guy, bro. You know what I mean? They put them dudes put a KKK thing on the Hoodstocks thing instead of a ski mask, bro. Like it's like, come on, bro. You know what I mean? Like I'm 100% against that shit. I'm half Jew, bro, and half Mexican. You know what I mean? You know we ain't playing that shit. Let them motherfuckers come into the city with that stupid shit, bro. I'm gonna be the first one to jump, dog. Looking for some good quality cannabis? I mean, quality cannabis. Hit the folks at Killakush. They specialize in bringing you the best quality available from OG to exotic.
They got it all, baby.
Yes, sir. And I want you to go to Killakush.official. Killakush.official on Instagram. Killakush.official on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. And also pull up to them on Drip Fits in Whittier. And that location is 13800 Leffingwell Road, Whittier. We're also sponsored by Ozempic Vince, man. Ozempic Vince has helped me lose about 20 pounds, man. I've lost 20 pounds in a couple months. And they're like, Lucky, why don't you do it the real way? It's hard, bro. It's hard. It's hard losing weight. And I've been doing the Ozempic, and it curbs my appetite, and it's helping me lose weight, and I feel great, man, and I'm looking great, I think. Anyways, if you'd like to reach Ozempic Vince and look as good as your boy Lucky, or even better, 714-269-1900. Once again, that's 714-269-1900. That's his direct number. Call in all bakers and chefs. Upgrade your kitchen with Origin Bakery restaurant equipment. Top quality ovens, mixers, and more at unbeatable prices. Perfect for your next culinary creation. Visit Origin today at 10441 Rush Street in the city of South Omani. Or check them out online. Here's the number right here, 626-579-3580. We're also sponsored by Prime Equity Mortgage, man. Shout out to my dog, Andrew. He helped me buy my house. You know, I'm getting ready to buy another house. You know what I mean? Like, don't play with it, right? You know what I mean? This racist bastard is buying houses. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, racist people own a house. No, just fucking with you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, it's pretty much official. We are in a buyer's housing market. Home values are softer this year compared to last, and that shifts present opportunities and challenges. If you own a home, are considering consolidating debt to become debt-free, now be the time to act while your home value remains strong. A lower appraised value down the line could limit how much you borrow. If you're looking to buy, get yourself ready and get pre-approved. So when you're ready to deal, so when the right deal comes along, you can move quickly. It's free and it takes 5 minutes of your time. Visit my boy Andrew and his talented team at Prime Equity Mortgage. Have access to over 50 plus banks. They are licensed and have helped thousands of families over the past 15 years. Give them a call right now. Here's Andrew's direct number, 626-825-6565. We're also sponsored by V Premier Tax and Legal Services, servicing the Inland Empire and offering full remote filing anywhere in the U.S. If you're tired of TurboTax missing deductions, switch to the pros. We guarantee a bigger refund and a smoother process. We also specialize in small business returns, helping you legitimize your business while keeping your tax bill as low as legally possible. Hit up the boy right here. They're at V Premier on the Instagram, and here's the direct number, 909-536-1570. We're also, it's not sponsored, but, we have a criminal defense lawyer on retainer right here. He's one of the greatest criminal defense lawyers in the city of Los Angeles, hands down. He used to be a district attorney. Now he's going to bat to individuals on the other side of the fence. He used to be a federal prosecutor. You know what I mean? This boy is the big dog. Shout out to him. You guys know, we've had Doug Sherrod on here several times, you know what I mean? And you can reach him at KingKongLawyer.com. And also, too, go to 50racks.com for Hoodstocks merch. And I'm going to let you guys know, next Saturday, I'm going to be at Killakush. And I'm going to be slanging some $40 hoodies, heavyweight hoodies. And they're going to come with a Hoodstocks poster as well. I'm going to be at that location. Maybe Droops is going to be there. Maybe
We're
Locust.
going to be there.
Yeah, okay, Droops is going to be there. And we're going to be right there at Killakush, just hanging out, you know, maybe signing some of these posters too. If you'd like an autograph, every time I get people, I give a poster, they're like, hey, look, sign it for me. I'm like, for reals, dog? You know what I mean? I'm that guy. And they're like, Bop, you know what I mean? And anyways, it's all love, bro. It's going to be a real cool spot to come kick it and get yourself a last minute Christmas gift for a family member. But let's get back to the homie right here, Nelson Grande, baby. Let's go. So with your the CD1 city council, correct?
Correct.
Okay. This is an absolutely not only an amazing job, but it's a very it's a job that you got to be very responsible for when you're covering within these communities. And it's obviously we said Highland Park.
I got it right here up on the screen.
Yeah.
Glassell Park, Cypress Park, Highland Park, Mount Washington, Sycamore Grove, Solano Canyon, Elysian Park, Echo Park, Westlake, Angelino Heights.
How does one person be able to just take care of all of those areas within Los Angeles, man? It's a big responsibility. Once again, I'm going to be a broken record, man, but it's a real job, bro.
Yeah, it's not one person. That's the thing.
Yeah,
it's not one person. Even the way like I used to run my company, I know what I know and I know what I don't know. I know what I'm good at, and I know the areas that I can have some extra help. And that's the important thing. And that's one of the things that I've learned being a business owner. Like, you know, we grew. Our company was growing, man. Like it was growing. We were around for 10 years, and you know we were evolving. Like
that was with the movie and films.
Yeah. But we ended up doing all the things like we raised money for special causes and other small companies, and then we actually launched our first ever 100% Latino owned movie studio. Nice. We raised a lot of money, like venture capital from Latino fund.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah.
And I don't mean to cut you off, but I feel like Hollywood is a little bit of dead. Like a lot of the studios are fucking vacant, bro.
Well,
Why is that?
Man, that's a loaded question, but it's a
that
good
is a
one.
loaded question.
It's a good one. But it's a good
Does
one.
Newsom have anything to do with that?
No. I mean, he's helping, but let me tell you. It was a lot of things. It was number one, the strikes was the first thing that hit. Well, COVID was the first thing that hit.
Yeah, that fucked it up big time.
Yeah, then we had the strikes, and then we had, and after the strikes, we had the AI hit, and then the one that threw a blow to my business, because we had to close shop after nearly 10 years. With the one that blew the blow was Trump. When he decided that DEI was bad. All the programs we had, just cut out like within a week. Not only our company, but several other companies. It just completely shut down. Like the thing was, and it's crazy because Latinos, like we're talking, you know, just the U.S. Latino market here. Do you know them? Do you know? I mean, I don't want to sound all. I'm just not going to throw a bunch of crazy numbers out there. But
educate me.
All right, Latinos. If we were a country on our own here in the U.S., we would be the 5th largest economy in the world based off our GDP.
3.6 trillion, right?
3.6 to 3.7 trillion dollars. Meaning that, you know, they still put us in the DEI bucket when we're pulling general market, and general market just means like, you know, white American, whatever that is. They still put us like we are pumping massive dollars into this economy, and we're still treated like the other. And that was the fight that I was fighting for our community and for others. So what ended up happening is like, we even launched the first streaming network that was in English for Latinos, like a Latino Netflix. And it wasn't all stories of like just immigration. It was just stories about people who happen to be Latinos, who are black and brown Latinos and all other things. And it was crazy because we had you do your business plan and you say, hey, we're going to get about this many viewers and we're going to take this much time. Because when you're launching a streaming service, you're essentially trying to take away time from Netflix, from HBO, and from everything else.
Yeah.
You're competing to steal time from them.
Absolutely.
We set our goals, and within our first month, we hit that goal 3x.
Wow.
3x. And we found a gold mine of data of what our community wanted. They wanted to see themselves. Our community wants to see ourselves reflected.
Hot Cheetos movie. You see the Hot
but
Cheetos
not in a
one?
corny
Yeah, you see
way,
the Hot
man.
Cheetos.
Not in a corny way.
Not in a corny way. Yeah, but in a real way.
Yeah, not in a corny way, exactly. But have you seen what's the Hot Cheetos movie?
You haven't seen my Instagram. Yeah, so
Bro.
Richard Montañez.
Bro, and so I'm
Yeah.
I'm friends with his sister. Great friends with his sister.
Richard knows a homie. He was at my event.
Bro, that was one of the greatest movies that I've
Yes.
seen, and I said, "This is the blueprint.
Yes.
This is how we rise up with stories like this."
Yeah, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
movie,
and we know the
bro.
actors. We know Jesse. We know Annie. We know all
Bro,
those guys. We know those
that
guys,
movie,
yeah.
bro. My kids and myself have watched that movie like literally like 5-6 times.
Same here. Same here. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we're just like, I am so proud. And sometimes people are like, "Lucky, you're half Jew, this and that." Like, no, bro. Like I really go to bat for the Latino community. You know what I mean? As you've seen,
Yeah.
you know. And I'm really like, I love to see the success
Yeah.
of Latinos.
Yeah, brother. And it's exactly it's stories like that show us coming up.
Yeah.
When we see the thing is,
So inspiring.
brother, it is, man. You know, Richard,
Something and nothing.
brother. Yeah, it is incredible. Richard
Best
was at,
stories.
That's what it is, and we don't always have to be robbing someone or cleaning someone's trash
Or speaking Spanglish.
or
when we don't
speaking
even
Spanglish.
speak.
Yeah. We're just speaking Spanish. But let me just make this clear. There's nothing wrong with being a gardener and there's nothing wrong with noble work.
Fuck no.
It is absolutely
The backbone.
I don't
of-
know. It's kind of kept us pretty stagnant, though.
well, yeah,
Seeing ourselves as only the labor.
Exactly.
It kept us in a cage.
Exactly, Casey. But when Hollywood would only portray us as those people, it's not only others that see us that way, but it's our own kids, it's our own community that sees us. Oh, well, that's all we can do. That's all we can do. And then it goes back to, remember when we were kids, when you try something, when you were trying to achieve something, your friends would be like, "Oh, you think you're all bad, right?"
Yeah.
Like, right?
to see
Remember that?
we're our worst enemies.
Yeah. So what happened is we had hundreds of those TV shows that were just love stories, that were comedies, that were just stories where we didn't even mention Latinidad. We didn't even mention a word of Spanish in some of these at all, or nothing.
Yeah.
And they were just fucking beautiful and inspiring stories. And people were like, we got messages. I think we got hundreds of messages, but the one that stood out for me was like, I got one that said to my email, and she said, "Mijo, I'm an 86-year-old woman, and never in my life would I think that I would see something like this to represent our community." And she's like, "Gracias." Oh man,
Beautiful.
brother. That one to this
Yeah.
day still gets me.
Yeah.
So going back to when we launched that streaming service, that thing only lived like 3 months because when Trump decided to attack that, it scared away everything. And we were already going for our next round of investors. Which was like, you know, it was multiple millions at this point. And it was a direct attack, and it was a successful attack, brother. And we had numbers that, like, you know how people make those pie charts, like, we're gonna make this much money and it shoots up.
Yeah.
Like, our stats were like viewability stats, like, to the top, and we had it ready to go. But then everyone got scared of it, like, "Oh, well, you guys are Latino owned." We're like, "Dude, we're pulling better than general market numbers."
Yeah.
And then, but it is. But listen, and so from there, I was like, you know what? I'm still gonna stand up for my people. I gotta pivot. I gotta see what's up. I got a lot of fight left in me. My commitment is gonna look different now, but it is still to my people and into my communities and to my neighbors around me. So that's when, my wife looked at me. We were sitting down one time. We were having a weekend alone. No kids were home.
Shout out to Fanny.
Shout out to Fanny. I appreciate you, brother.
Good to meet you, girl. You know what I mean? Yeah.
She's like, "You know, honey," she's like, "I think it's time." She was like, "What?" And I knew what she was talking about. She's like, "I think it's time. I think it's time for you to do this."
Nice.
Yeah, and then because we already knew what the current situation was with the current person in office, and we're like, all right, it's a family decision, bro.
That's
like,
amazing.
Doing something like this.
Support is key.
Yeah, it is, brother.
Especially from the significant other.
Yeah. Because
you're in that together.
Oh, we're in it together. Oh yeah. It's going into politics is a team sport.
Yeah.
It's not just a one person thing. Like your family. Like I had to talk with the kids too, all 3 kids. Like, hey, we're doing this as a family. This is what's up, and support from every angle.
Was your parents into politics?
No, not at all. Let me tell you about my parents real quick, man. Let me bend your ear for a minute on how much I love them.
Bend it.
My dad, he was always, he instantly was like, he wanted to be suave in suits and stuff. That was his thing. He was,
of course, he's your father.
He's my dad. And he,
I don't expect anything else, bro. The man that raised this dude, right?
so like I was like, oh, this is cool. And my dad would be like, hey, you got to learn to eat every food because you go out to business meetings. You can't be picky. You got to eat everything. La, la, la. He was teaching me all that stuff. And my mom, she started working in the factories, sewing stuff, and then she worked her way up, and she worked like at Body Glove at one point, making the samples and working with the models. Nice. And I was a kid, went in there with her, like looking at all these models, and I was like, can I go to work with you, Mom? I was like 8 years old.
Absolutely.
And so I had a great combination of like, my mom was like a hands, like getting her hands moving type of a hustler, like, sewing and doing that stuff and going to these factories and working her way up to the top of that, there, she wasn't an executive, but she was the top, we'll say blue collar worker, or, physical worker. And my dad taught me all of this, like, hey, suave, improve yourself and this and that. So I had like hustle and professionalism combo put together, man.
Beautiful.
And then, and listen, I got certain cards dealt my way. We were talking about the cards you're dealt with, right?
Yeah.
And I took advantage of it because I know some kids who are born with a silver spoon in their mouth and given a card when they were 15, and everything, and they're jacked up. They're not good. They're not good people. Yeah. You could be given a royal flush, and you could still choose to be,
a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say it.
Exactly. Yeah. So there were a few things that made me decide to jump in, and one of the biggest ones, man, the thing that before my wife said is do it, was she saw me on. I was pissed off the way ICE was treating our community, brother. I was fucking pissed. The way, like, I could not sleep. I was just like, no. And then when the Supreme Court, I don't know if you understand, they ruled it where like, essentially they could look at us if you're brown or if you speak Spanish, they could.
Probable cause?
Yeah, essentially probable cause for anyone who looks brown or black or Asian or anything else.
They've deported fucking military, people that have served for this country.
What kind of bull is that, bro?
It's bullshit.
What kind of bull is that, bro?
It's bullshit, and it's one of my biggest regrets on the individual that I voted for.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's the pros and cons of everything, and it just really made me think that I'm never going to vote for anyone again unless it's the second term of something.
I mean, if you live in district, you're voting for me.
100%, bro. After this interview, and hopefully the naysayers that told you not to come to this podcast, hopefully they now support me after this podcast. You know?
And listen, I'm going to have a talk with them because bro, walking into an easy room is an easy room.
Exactly.
I'm comfortable with the uncomfortable. Stuff has been uncomfortable for me a lot, bro. Like, listen, like
that's what Moses.
I'm still working class, bro. Like, I'm still working class, bro. I'm still budgeting stuff. The middle class is disappearing. You're either poor or you're rich.
Yeah.
The in between is disappearing. So, for me, it's not like there is work to be done. I'm not here to try to act like, like I'm all polished. My hair looks nice and polished, blah, 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 whatever it is. But bro, like, it is a matter of like, just shutting up, getting the work done, turning on the street lights, making sure that it's good for our tias and our daughters and our kids to walk home safe from school. I want to make sure that, our parks are clean so we can build that community around our park. Those are the things I'm going to be focused on. And the thing is, it's a tough race, but I've been identified as someone who can actually win it. Because people are feeling the relatability of like, after they realize who I am, it's like, oh, bro, like, okay, you look polished, but you understand what it's like to be from here. You are from here. Like, I grew up in Highland Park. I did my first communion in Glassell Park at Divino Salvador. I used to, the Dodger Stadium, we would go there in Elysian Park, which is in the district. I used to go on weekends and spend my time in Chinatown. Or my mom and my aunts used to have a little shop down in Lincoln Heights too, on Broadway. So, and then I had my business even in Westlake. So, I have a tie to the community and especially the district that is like a love. Like, how we have that love for like our city, like no one else, unless you're from here, you really got that love. Yeah. I got that love for my community, man. And I feel that it would be a privilege for me if they allowed me to work for them.
How does it work in regards to like what's your competition, and the second question, after you answer that would be, it seems like some of these individuals that go on a campaign, they speak about doing this, that, the other, and once they get the position,
they shut the door.
They do the total opposite, you know, and I think that's a problem, you know.
Yeah.
Well, first, once again, what's your competition? Who are you going to be against? How many candidates are trying to get this position?
Bro, there is like a lot. Now, there's like 8 people trying to come for this position because there is a lot of people who are upset. Like last time around was like 3 for this district. There are like 8 people. And when you see a crowded field, when you got 8 people coming for your job, the people ain't happy.
What does this position pay? What, $250 a year?
It pays $250,000, bro.
That's a great fucking position.
It's a great position,
which takes a lot of responsibility.
It takes a lot. You better earn your $250,000. You better earn it.
And so maybe the person that's in position right now is not earning her $250,000.
She's not showing up. We've had 3.
Because I've heard from the community she's not showing up.
She's not showing up, man. She closed down. She closed down field offices. Like your job is to serve your people, to be present. Like when I tell people I am legit fighting to be for you to be my boss. And I tell people because when I'm in office, I'm going to listen to the people because your job is literally to be a representative of the people. If you agree, you're in the same political spectrum or not. Now, I'm stepping out to be one of the top, one of the top folks.
The front
You
runners.
can look at the screen. You see Nelson in the center there.
Oh yeah, there we go.
What is this right here, Casey?
This was the Lincoln Heights Forum where we talked in front of the folks, and it's beautiful. It is great. Let me tell you guys, it's great to see community come out and talk about what matters to them. As much as there's a lot of stuff about like how politics is bad and dirty, you meet a lot of good people, man. There's a lot of good people who care about the community, who don't even ask for a spotlight. You're giving out food. Shout out to my girl Vani Arias, who she does a Nela food distribution out in Highland Park. She started wrangling up people and getting delivery, and then I started helping her, and a bunch of other community members started coming around and helping her, delivering food to neighbors. Bro, I would call them up, I'd deliver them, and they'd be like, "Mijo, please tell me you're not ICE." I'm like, "No, señora, no soy ICE. Soy de aquí. I was raised here in Highland Park. Maybe you know my tias, or And I started name dropping tias and community members.
Yeah, right. Martha.
Yeah. Bro, that's my tia's name. I actually had a video called Cafecito con mi tia, tia Marta. Yeah. So and they're like, "Oh, okay, mijo, eres de aquí," and I'm like, yeah, I'm from here, and it's like, bro, but so I forgot we were.
I want to give a shout out to our audience right now. We have 433 people on a Sunday night, and I think that's a good amount of people that are sitting right here during this live right here.
Yeah.
And obviously these episodes grow legs through the week because everybody's got their priorities, but this is going to do good numbers within this platform right here. And I just want to shout out and thank you guys, the 433 people that are right here in this live chat, listening to this man right here, Nelson Grande, talk his stuff, you know what I mean? And, and hopefully you support this man, or at least tell a neighbor, tell a friend, tell a family member about this podcast, about this individual that you were able to meet right here live on Hoodstocks. Nelson Grande is running for CD1. And so when we have CD1, you're covering so many different areas like Chinatown. So we have Asians there, you know what I mean? So how do you appease, or how do you make them happy? What is the Asians in Chinatown? You know what I mean? What are their gripes? What are they? I mean, so there's different demographics that you have to, different voices, different stance. You know what I mean? That people are like, we want this, we want that. I mean, bro, this is a huge commitment, man.
It is. No, it's a big undertaking, and you got to earn your pay. Someone was telling me the other day, and they're like, "Oh, Nelson, you after it for the paycheck?" I'm like, bro, I could hit up, like, I've been hit up by headhunters to because what I did through my company at another company would pay me well, plus stock options. Yeah. And I don't have to get beef from the community.
Right. Yeah.
I could just stack it up. Yeah. I could stack it up, get my stock options and get a nice fat paycheck, and and then just disappear and not worry about a tax. But like, it matters a lot to me. But going back to your question about like the different communities, I gotta talk to, man. I walk down Chinatown. I walk down Lincoln Heights Broadway. I walk down Figueroa. I go to Mount Washington. I went to a block party they had up there in the hills. I go to all the communities physically, and I go alone. Like, I don't go with like a crew or nothing. I just go alone because I want to talk to people and have people feel comfortable, like they're talking to a person, not like a political team. And I always go alone. The people in Chinatown, what's happening is that there's so much crime and homelessness that the businesses are shutting down. There's no economic stimulation. The councilwoman is blocking permits. She doesn't want to open anything up. She's making it difficult. The homelessness, like what's happening is like I talked to this one lady who had her business there for 30 years, and before that her family had it for like 40, 50 more years. And in Chinatown was a few blocks away further, the original Chinatown. So her family had it even when it was in the original Chinatown, closer down a little more south. She told me, Nelson, you know what time I close every day? I said, tell me. She says, I close when my neighbor wants to go home to pick up her kid because I don't want to be the last one on this block because there's no more businesses. And then these homeless folks out here are kind of crazy and it's a little dangerous for me. And I'm like, man, that's sad. And she's like, I miss about 14 hours of business every week because the city, we're not getting what our city services. So Chinatown is kind of dealing with like, I don't know if you've been there lately, but it used to be buzzing.
My favorite, I don't mean to cut you off, I apologize.
No.
But I'm a big supporter of Chinatown.
Absolutely.
And I'm a huge supporter of this particular restaurant. It's called Wan Kok.
Bro, it's so good.
Right?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Hey, that's another clip. But it's a great place. That's a great place. But I was down there.
That's my spot right there,
I was
bro.
down there with that is like just one of those spots that is just like traditional. We used to go there like after like a baptism or after something. Let's go down there and get some Chinese food. You know, they put on everything spins on the big round tables. Yeah.
And you know it's a good spot when you go in there and you see like LAPD there.
Yeah.
Like every time I go there, bro, like LAPD's there, you know, sheriffs are there, bro.
Yeah.
Like when the police are there, like, all right, you know, it's a popping spot. You know what I mean? Because they work the area.
They know where the good spots at.
Yeah.
They know where the good food's at.
Exactly.
And a lot of good foods in Chinatown right now.
There's a lot of good food in
Howlin'
Chinatown.
Ray's, Amboy, Andor, Last Dia. There's a whole bunch of cafes.
Yeah.
Homeboys Industries right there.
Homeboy
too.
Industries down there. Homeboy Industries doing some good stuff, man. I saw you did a video with them.
Yeah.
I met Hector the other day. Someone called me. I was like, hey, Hector's down here. Like, come on, meet him up. And so, you know, it's just doing good work. But
yeah,
so
Homeboys Industry is absolutely amazing.
It's
what
incredible.
they do for the community is shout out to Father Greg Boyle.
Father Greg Boyle is doing.
I remember I met him the first time in 1995 and Wayside and the old Max and the Wayside. You know what I mean? I met him there through he went there and he did a chapel thing for us. You know what I mean? And he's just a great human being doing great things.
That guy's just talk about like love, compassion, understanding, patience, like to create such an incredible just organization. It's just and to see the impact it's done. Like I got a tour down there to see all the things, like there's like tattoo removals, like just like everything, all the stuff and all the different services. And the that bakery's good.
Come on, man.
That bakery.
Homegirl's Bakery.
Oh my God, Homegirl's Bakery. Like I was in love.
Yeah, bro.
You see like this guy walking down, but they're used to seeing all kinds of people walking. Man, I walked in there. It felt like I was walking into a house of the Lord because people were so kind and warm and welcoming. You know, never seen so many tatted up, you know, jacked up men, guys and girls just like looking hard as hell,
Good people,
but being
bro.
so soft and warm and welcoming.
Yeah.
It's
They're changed individuals.
Yeah.
Bro. And thank you to Father Greg Boyle
Yeah.
and everything that he established with Homeboys Industry.
it's incredible, man. But listen, I do have to do a plug though. I got to do a plug. You know, the plug is like I need support to win this thing. Like.
And how do we support you?
You know, the way to support me is follow my social media, see what I do. But ultimately, like, it takes money to win this. And then let me break it down. The real reason, like, I don't get paid on this. Like, campaign money. You know, it's crazy.
No.
I don't even have the bank account to it.
Yeah.
So it is. It's like heavily regulated. I need to hire ground teams. I need to hire a marketer. I need to hire all these people. I need to make sure that, you know, it's a staff. Staff's got to get paid. You do work, you got to get paid.
Yeah.
And what's happening is that the current councilwoman. She's got a lot of money from out of state. Like that money's coming from out of state. Like we got influence coming in from other states like South Carolina and all this stuff and all these places that like, want to put their hands into LA's business.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like
developers.
Well, it's a lot of others. It's a lot of stuff, man. It's part of this. It's part of this movement, this political movement. It's the Democratic Socialist.
Yeah.
It's a big machine. You know, it's picking up a lot of movement. And listen, and I understand in theory what it stands for. It makes sense and it's good. But what happens is we've had 3 years of it and it's not working. Like I was excited when she first got in. I was like, all right, cool. Let's see what she can do. All right, you know, hey, let's go for it.
A big talk for real.
Yeah, brother. That's really, Casey. That's what people have been seeing. It's been talk. And then she closed down all the offices. The offices have been closed down.
Incumbent.
Yeah, the incumbent. Yeah. She closed down the offices. People ain't getting their emails written. No, just like last week, she finally put a motion to open up a field office. Like, now she wants to do it. But like, we already saw what you're all about. And listen, this is no disrespect to her as a person. You know, she introduced herself to me. You know, a lovely person. I'm sure under any other circumstance, we can probably have a meal together and chat it up, you know, like I could do with anybody.
Yeah.
But this is about the execution of the job. And she hasn't graduated from being a protester to a legislator. She's still a protester. And
that's unfortunate
Yeah.
in regards to, like, you got to get yourself out of a protester mind state. You know what? I had to get myself out of a protester mind state because when I was in the marches for BLM,
yeah,
I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, defund the police, you know?
Yeah.
And I had that protester mind state thinking that the key to this was defunding the police, but defunding the police is not the remedy, bro. No, we need to give them more money for education, more training, you know? So defunding is going to turn this place into Gotham City, bro.
Yeah.
You know, so that was my protester's mind state at the time when I was in the BLM marches supporting our brothers and supporting stuff that trickles down from them to our community. You know what I mean? Police brutality, you know, this, that, and the other. And so when I was out there, I thought that defunding the police was what we should be doing to punish them, you know? But that only punishes us.
Yeah, I think protesting, I like protesting is right. I think protesting is right because protesting along with action is what it is. Protesting along with the proper action. Because what protesting does, and, you know, I'm happy to hear that you're part of the BLM marches. I was part of the BLM marches. I was part of the women's marches. I've marched so much, man, but the thing is I followed up with action. Yeah. It's following up with and proper action. Because what ends up happening is sometimes we get so carried in just the words of things and we get so passionate about it, because everyone's passionate about things right now, that we actually just have to take the actual steps of what's going to actually help and work our communities. Because, you know, those things come from somewhere. Those marches, those things stem from somewhere. But we just have to make sure we don't lose sight of what we're actually fighting for.
Exactly, and by lighting police cars on fire or tearing down our neighborhoods. You know,
yeah.
That's not solving the fucking problem when we go out and protest, peaceful protest.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it, man. It's the other side of whatever the other side you're on is always looking for you to slip up, you know, and that's what they take. You know, it could be 99% of the people are acting right and protesting peacefully, and then that 1%
is what they shine light on.
Is what they shine a light on.
Fox 11 News.
Yeah, it's what they shine a light on, and it's like, oh, it's all out of control here, this and that, and, you know, it's like, you know, but that's that dirty media game, right?
Exactly.
It's that dirty media game. So, you know so that's why it's part of this whole political thing where, like, you know, I'm on the campaign, I'm meeting with people and I'm telling them, like, hey, this is who I am, this is what's up, this is what I do for my community, and then I share about who I am, because our community wants someone who actually listens to them now. And it is for me, it's not lost on me that I am, you know, elected, I am a servant of the people, and to me, in like
civil service,
it's civil service, and it's a great joy to me. Like, I have learned that in my life, I find more joy in giving than receiving. You know, it's beautiful to receive, it's beautiful but I think that when you feel that you just did a toy drive, you said, right?
Yes, sir.
How beautiful was that?
It's great, brother.
Isn't it?
It's amazing.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah. The toy drive that I was at, I wish, it was my first time being a part of Loca's toy drive, which is her 3rd annual. So she just had one 10 by 10 pop-up tent with toys. Uh-huh. And I said, Loca, next year there's going to be 2. After that, there's going to be maybe 10, you know. And so it's all about, and we shot a vlog on it too, so I hope that it shines a positive light where people want to get involved with her toy drive within the Pico Gardens projects, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, servicing the people is something that I've been doing right here since day one. Like, a lot of people have reached out and said, Lux, you're not just doing a podcast, bro. You're doing a service within the community, you know? And bro, our positivity by far 100 times weighs out the negativity that these dudes might clip once in a while and try to make viral, or try to make people on your team feel like you're making a bad decision by coming on this podcast. You know what I mean? If you know the history of this platform, bro, then you know the power of this platform, which is positivity, and it's uplifting our community. Is what I'm trying to do right here. And if I wasn't trying to uplift my community right here, I have a conscience that eats at me on all kinds of other shit, and I'd be just packing luggage on the negative side. I want to sleep good at night, and I sleep good at night because I know we're doing well right here, bro.
Yeah, brother. And
for the community.
And that's what it comes down to, man. It comes down to for the community, brother. And then that's it. When you do your best with integrity, like you said, that's when you can put your head down at night and say, like, hey, I did my best. But you even admit it. You talk a lot of crap
all the time, bro. That's my personality, bro. That's my personality, and that's how I have, like, I want to have fun. This isn't a fucking hardcore fucking just like, you know,
news outlet, journalist.
Yeah, bro. We're like
some letting off steam.
Yeah, bro. Like we have fun right here, bro, and we make fun of everybody, and most importantly, I make fun of myself. But before you get out of here, we want you to weigh in on some of the current events that has happened, and I want to say Happy Hanukkah to everybody that is Jewish. But Casey, let's get some current events real quick before you get out of here, bro.
Let's do it.
Casey, let's go, bro. Take off on that.
Right here. Turn this towards me. Let me turn this towards me. What's going on, guys? What's going on?
Put the camera on you, sir.
I know. Hold on a second. Let me just get my stuff loaded.
Get loaded up, bro.
Let me get my stuff loaded. Let me see which one's popping out first. Just gonna make sure these clips I have are right, and hopefully we don't get All right. Here we are, guys. All right. So actually, I'll go to me first. How you guys doing? What's up? What's up? Okay. Bondi Beach attack, right? So unfortunately, right, breaking news out of Sydney, Australia. Bondi Beach, iconic tourist beach. You know, surfing, everything there, right? Attack happened during a Jewish Hanukkah community event, right? And it is devastating to say the least. 15 people got murdered. One was a child, and these active shooters, what they're calling a terrorist attack, happened for like 12 minutes. And actually, they have the full 12-minute video up on X, which is crazy. But let me show you guys some of these clips here. And I don't know how much you could show on YouTube technically that aren't so horrible. So apparently, what happened was,
this is crazy, bro.
I don't even know where to start with this because it's so unfortunate and so many.
So this is in Australia. They're supporting. They're celebrating the first day of Hanukkah.
Yes, the first day of Hanukkah, which is.
And it's crazy. There's Jews everywhere, bro. You know what I mean? it blows my mind. I mean, I hate to sound naive about this, but I didn't realize there's so many Jews in Australia. You know what I mean? I just thought it was a bunch of kangaroo motherfuckers.
There you go with the bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean,
let's talk. Let's get serious and talk about this, bro.
So we got a video here of 10 minutes of gunfire where apparently these two individuals who they're saying are father and son, and they are.
Oh, they were father and son?
That's what they're saying, but it's not 100% confirmed. But
okay, what's the source cited on this with father and son?
Hold on.
I mean, I don't want to go. Continue your stuff. I will look it up, bro. I'll look it up.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, continue. Bro.
As you see, I mean, they're firing from a bridge, and as they fire through the bridge, they are just unfortunately shooting civilians. I mean, civilians, and they're, and I know, Lucky, you were looking at the clip of the one man who did.
Shout out to that man right there, Muslim man.
Yes.
I mean, actually, he disarmed one of the shooters that I was watching this video a little bit earlier.
Look at that, bro. Look at that, dude. Yeah. That's a Muslim man right there. You know what I mean? And this
Salute
is
to him.
Not all Muslims are bad, bro. Like, get that shit out the narrative. You know what I mean? Where they try to paint the picture. You know what I mean? Obviously, we have race. We have you know, dudes that are just
extreme.
Extreme. Thank you, Rick.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for. Extremist. And that dude right there, and he took 2 shots, bro. He took 2 shots. That dude disarmed the dude, grabbed the gun. A lot of people said he should have shot him.
100%, because in the full video that I just watched that we'll see here is that he was still he was able enough to go back to the platform here, and he was able to let off more rounds. But in this video, at the ending is really the sad part, because once the two terrorists are down, people who family members have been murdered running and like kicking them and punching them, and cops are arresting these. Look at all these bystanders that are.
Well, let's talk about the Australian
It's a lot
police,
of
bro.
street justice,
No,
bro.
it took street justice, bro. Exactly, Rick. And the Australian police, bro, were frozen. Have you followed this at all?
You know what? I was running around today, and I just caught a glimpse of this before I got here. It's unfortunate, man. Like, listen, I think everybody has a right to have the faith that they have and pray who do they got to pray with, man.
100%.
Like, listen, we have wonderful Muslim brothers and sisters and
Amen.
Jewish brothers and sisters, and we have everyone, you know, Catholic and Christians are under fire right now. You know, it's just, I think that all as people, we should have that mutual respect for all that pray to their God. Because if you were born into a different family, you know, it realize you'd probably be praying to somebody else. But man, for me, it's one of those like rules of life where you give that respect to someone in their faith. That's their personal relationship with God, and you know, that's just unfortunate. I hate to see acts of violence in general, but acts of religious violence or whatever this is, and I still don't know the cause of it. And I honestly, but it's just.
Yeah, we don't want to jump ahead and
I definitely don't want to
speculate too
jump
hard.
Yeah. It's
because it's barely coming out.
It's extremely heartbreaking.
It's extremely heartbreaking, 100%. And there was a clip that I was watching where there was people lying on the ground unalive. That's the word they use. They don't use the word DEAD no more. They use the word unalive in social media, which I've noticed. There was a person trying to give. They were pumping his chest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is heartbreaking. I want to just give my condolences to the unalive, but most importantly, the strength to their family members.
Yeah.
The strength to their family members. Casey, I think there was something, and I want to say this one more time. The Australian police, they're saying that I've read and I've listened to that they were frozen. They were frozen, and it took individuals within the community to take action. You know, and I don't know how true this is. Obviously, like Nelson said, we don't want to just jump too ahead of these speculate too hard. But man, as a whole, we need to do better, man. We need to do better. We got to protect our neighbors. I don't give a fuck if my neighbor's Muslim. You know, I mean, the majority of my neighbors are paisas, you know what I mean? And you got me fucked up if you think I'm going to let motherfucking ICE roll up in this shit. I'm going to jump in this shit and I might just catch a case, bro. You know what I mean? I love my neighbors, bro. You know what I mean? I love my neighbors. I love my people. Give a fuck. I got black neighbors too, you know what I mean? Nah, get the hell out of here with this shit, you know what I mean? It's unfortunate that we're coming to these times where, not coming to these times, it's been happening for a lot of, forever, right? The history repeats itself, you know? And man, just
it's escalated right now, man.
It is escalated.
Everyone, you know what, man?
Politically, it's escalated.
It's escalated. Like, and we're all so spread. We're all so full of anxiety that everything's just like we're like wired, man. We're like wired.
What do you think about California? So California, you know, it's not like you go to Texas, Florida. They have like an open carry thing.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that makes the community safer? When you have good community members that are able to have a gun and potentially in a situation like that, be able to take action and not have to wait for the police to come? I mean, what is your thoughts on that?
First of all, I believe everyone has the right to carry, you know, to have firearms. You know, I think it's First Amendment right. Absolutely, everyone should own firearms. Now, I go to Texas a lot, you know, and I've been in other states where it's open carry, and I have my perspective on it, and then I also I try to understand what other people feel about it.
Absolutely.
You know, for me, I think that personally, I don't think open carry is the way to go. And again, this is just my opinion.
Absolutely. I respect it, brother.
I think open carry is something that it kind of provides intimidation to a lot of people. It makes people uncomfortable. And for me, ultimately, what I want everyone to be comfortable and everyone to make it home at night. That's what it is. Be comfortable in your life and make it home at night. And I've been in places where people are, open carry, and then even people who live there, are just kind of get a little like you talk to a person different, like, oh, hello, sir, like, and I think that respect should be had, but I don't think extra respect should be given to a person just because you can see that they can clearly take your life away if they wanted to in an instant.
Yeah.
So I do believe in the right to bear arms. I think that anyone should be a gun owner if they want to. And I know a lot of the Democrats who are, traditionally, Democrats are not, gun owners, but I think that I actually think it's very different. But for me, the one where I draw the line at, brother, and I understand it's like the freedom to carry, but man, some of these weapons, bro, they don't belong on the streets, man. Some of these weapons are just too high powered.
Yeah,
that these are war zone weapons, and if you need
assault rifle,
if you need an assault rifle to kill the hog, then you're a bad shot. Bro, you need to learn how to shoot. I
respect it.
Yeah, pull a rifle out, pull it, whatever it is. You want to go hunting, that's cool, but home defense, either the shotguns, the home defense you got with different things, but that's my opinion again. But again, there are also a lot of folks that are dealing with like mental issues, man. And I think we got to do.
And these are people that have never been convicted of a crime. They end up doing some of these committing these heinous crimes.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have you seen a gang member that just fucking goes and shoots up a school? Not once.
Yeah.
It's the people that you don't ever think that's gonna do something like that it happens with. There's just a regular person. Like I lost my right to bear arms.
Yeah.
By just my lack of irresponsibility and bad choices.
Yeah.
And I take that, and I don't bear arm. I got a crossbow. I mean, or I want to get a crossbow. I want to get a crossbow, bro.
Let's go, man. Just throw some hands. Let's go old school, man.
Like, bitch, I'm a harpoon your ass.
I got a slingshot.
Yeah, but I just now that I've changed my life, I want to protect my family, and so, it's just I'm just caught in that conundrum in a sense.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I think that we need to be a little more responsible when it comes to having firearms. And I think as far as getting it, like, it's harder to get a driver's license than it is to get a gun.
That's crazy, bro.
It's harder. And the thing is, look, mental illness doesn't discriminate. There are like, for instance, there are folks that I think that we wouldn't even give them a license. We wouldn't let them, be in charge of other human beings because of certain issues, certain I don't want to say issues, conditions. Conditions doesn't have to be it's not a negative thing, but there's certain conditions. But when the access for anyone, and I'm not here saying take guns away. No, I'm not saying take guns away. That's not even a narrative.
Are you a gun owner?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm a responsible gun owner. And then for me, it's responsible. Like I don't have. There's not a single picture of me on posting them on social media, none of that, whatever. Because that's it's not my identity.
It's not what you're promoting.
Yeah, it's not my identity.
Absolutely, yeah.
But
I mean, this ain't the backwoods. Where you got to be holding up a deer and a rifle. To get the fucking candidacy for fucking.
Yeah, right. I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I respect that. But the thing is, for the sake of your safety, your family, your kids, my kids, our neighbors, the people I don't know, the people I'll never meet, I want to make sure that they live in a society where, if there's someone who has a gun, there's at least a couple of safety steps in between of just that's something that could be easily triggering them to cause things like this. And a lot of folks that we see that they do these mass shootings, there are clear signs of mental distress.
100%.
And if we have removed, and listen, I'm saying, like I said, I'm not gonna be like take people's guns away. No. But if we are seeing people that are, that have mental distress and certain things like that, then I think that, well, how many hundreds and thousands of lives would be saved right now? Now, mass shootings are just like a regular thing now, man. Like, come on.
I hate that, bro.
That's just so I believe people should have the right to carry arms. But I think that let's just make the process a little more vetting, and it doesn't have to be we're gonna charge more money, we're gonna take people's guns away. None of that. I just think that we just need to put a little more let's have respect for our fellow neighbors. Now, if I have a family member who has a condition who's maybe unsteady, I would also support them not having that
100%.
as much as I love them.
Absolutely.
So
You're a father of a daughter, right?
I'm a father of a daughter. Just had a quinceañera.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to her.
Thanks, man.
You ever get her in martial arts or anything like that?
Yeah, so she's actually she's very athletic. She's she's very much and yeah, being a girl dad, I understand the question of having a daughter.
2 girls in the house, 9 and 10.
Yeah,
and they get trained by Vinny Pham. He's a famous bare knuckle fighter. He's a black belt in the kickboxing thing. What is it? Muay Thai. Yeah. And so my girls, bro, I want them to defend themselves.
Yeah.
I want to implement like that type of structure,
Absolutely. It gives them confidence too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it gives them the confidence that know when they can just back down from a fight.
Yeah.
Or if they need to defend themselves, because if a person is lacking confidence, then it's kind of like fight or flight type of thing.
It is.
You know what I mean? But if they have the confidence and they have the skill set from a martial art background or being professionally trained, then they're just like, bro, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. It's like, it is. And martial arts teach that discipline.
Yes.
They teach that discipline.
I think it's essential with our kids, man.
It is, man.
I mean,
unfortunately, it is essential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that we should implement that with our kids. I mean, some girls are in volleyball,
Yeah.
We'll just add a little martial arts with it too.
Yeah. They're up there smacking them all. Just turn that into, just tighten up the fist and put that same energy.
Yeah. So I was just kind of like kind of heat checking in the sense of like fatherhood of where you stand with being a father of a daughter.
Prepping her for what the world looks like.
Yeah.
But also not making her jaded. You gotta include the street smarts in there, teaching her things. Because like we grew up with the street smarts of being in it, and then we try to remove our kids from it. But when you remove them, they also don't have that actual first-hand experience that teaches them the street smarts.
Yeah.
So I share a lot of the street smarts with her, and the boys too. I share the street smarts with them on how to look out. When something's about to pop off, you can kind of feel the silence.
100%.
You kind of like just start knowing it.
Yeah.
Like it's like that spidey sense. Like you can start to understand when something's about to go down, or you just start looking around and you start bringing the people around you. So that stuff you can't really teach as much, but you do your best and get them into Muay Thai and teach them how to look out for things and stuff like that. But that's the reality of things.
Casey, do we have one more thing before we get out of here?
Well, we were talking, like you were saying, how unfortunate it is. Unfortunate it is, with people with mental instability, etc. But a shooter at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island, during exam week, left 2 students dead and 9 wounded, and they have arrested a person of interest, and I'll show you that here. But it's just another thing. I mean, he apparently had military training, and they found a pistol with a scope there, and he reportedly had passed sniper training.
What's this kid's national? Benjamin Erickson.
Erickson. So they're assuming he's a Caucasian male.
I hate to say nationality, like we want to pin it on like a Muslim dude or something. You know what I mean? I hate to say it like that, but I was just wondering now. But it's unfortunate, man.
So that's like may have to do.
This is within the past couple of days, right?
Yeah. So there's one more in critical condition, one more student, unfortunately. So it could technically be deemed a mass shooting if that individual passes away.
I hope
but
not,
I mean, this is like one of the first. It's very rare at Ivy League schools that you see this type of violence. So hopefully that person wasn't going through anything. But like you're saying, I mean, if they have some mental instability, I mean, you don't have to really do any checks once they have the weapon, and it's in God's hands after that.
There's not much you can do about it after that.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, man, it's crazy. We had an internship with students from Brown.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was just talking to my wife about this, and it's just like, we saw some of their postings on social media, and it's heartbreaking, man. Like, it doesn't have to happen to you directly to feel the impact of it, but Man, kids, these are kids, man. These guys are trying to go to school. These kids are trying to go to school and learn and better themselves and be in a place that they think is, it's not a war zone.
Been working their whole young life to go to college to finally be close to graduating.
Leave the fucking kids alone, you dumb motherfuckers, man.
Yeah. Hey, man, can we go back to when people just throw hands? And, right?
Shit, man. So, Nelson, how can people help with the fundraiser?
Yeah, awesome.
With fundraising, helping you get to your candidacy, get the right person in office. I'm gonna tell you right now, after this podcast, I'm 100% voting for you. I'm 100% advocating for you, brother.
Appreciate you, brother.
You are officially a part of the Hood Stocks family right here. I think a lot of the individuals right here are going to jump on board with trying to get you to that position where you gonna take care of the community, man. You know what I mean? You're gonna answer the call. You know what I mean? You're gonna hear the voices of the voiceless. And so many of us feel voiceless at times. And it's time to put the right person in position to answer these voiceless voices, and not only just answer them, but do the work, and show us that, that we got the right person in position. I believe that's Nelson Grande right here, baby. Don't play with it.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you.
So how can we help with the fundraising? Get you, help you?
Yeah, brother. So let me share. So, my website's Go Grande for CD1.
Can you put that Casey up there on there, please?
So
for the guys?
Go Grande, and it's FORCD1. And you got a link to my fundraiser there. The cool thing is if you live within LA, especially within the district, what happens is if you donate, the city gives me a 6x match. So
what exactly is that?
You give me 100, I get another 500 from the city. I get they multiply.
They match whatever you're
it
sending.
6 times.
Yeah.
So $143 gives you the maximum of $800 and something dollars.
Okay.
Yeah. So 143 is remember the old love code 143.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah. Go Grande for CD. Look at that.
Hey, look at that guy right there.
There you go.
It's Batman. I'm over here. Robin.
Look at that guy. Dude, I gotta throw some stuff when I'm just not so tidied up, I think. But
good pictures, bro.
Yeah, man. No. Look, there we go. I didn't even know that one was up. Yeah. So that was me standing up. The studios weren't putting enough black and brown folks in the movies, so I'm just out. Dude, I'm telling you, man. I hit the streets, man. I hit the streets for my people. You get the donate link right there, but listen, I gotta say, coming on here also, guys, like I said, and I read some of these comments. Some of these comments, they're not along my way, and I expect that because I don't get to choose I don't get to choose who I want to represent. Yeah. A lot of folks are probably here who are not aligned with me in the comments. It's okay because I'm still gonna work for them, man. Especially those folks who don't understand that that maybe that we align. My job is still to serve them. It's like kids, man. You got a kid who's giving you attitude, you're still gonna love them, whatever it is. And I'm not calling these people my kids. What I'm saying is that it's the job to care for your community and to take a bigger stance and understand hey, this is about the people. This is about the señoras, so they can walk down the streets. So people ain't in on the streets, man. What's happening is no one should be homeless, man. No one should be homeless. No, we move money around. We got to get people in houses. Right now, there's needle exchange programs and pipe giveaways in MacArthur Park.
Yeah.
Bro, that's not love. What's love is giving these people the help, reintroducing them back into society, helping them reconnect with their families, man. That's love. Brother, I lost a cousin to the streets. Not violence, but abuse. Substance abuse, man. I know what that feels like, man. The love is to do the right thing is harder work, and I'm not doing it alone, bro. I don't think this ain't the Nelson show. This is us, this community members. This is knowing that you're Republican is the title you go by, and I'm a Democrat, but we're here talking because that's not the easy stuff. The easy stuff would go on to a Democrat Blue podcast and talk about oh, hey, yes, Nelson, good idea, yes, good idea.
I wouldn't say this is a Republican.
No, my bad. Yeah, my bad. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant to create.
I know you're making an analogy and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I truly stand in the middle, and I see greatness on both sides. And I feel it's unfortunate that we cannot have the conversation and dialogue and meet in the middle.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's
Find the middle ground, right?
but at the same time, like I am an infant in politics, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just learning, brother. I know street politics.
Well, yeah, bro,
I know
but-
prison politics.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that's what I know.
Yeah.
You know, but that's not how I live.
Yeah.
You know, so now I'm trying to raise myself up to times. You know what I mean? Of what I should know. You
Yeah.
know, and I should know. Democrat, Republican, but I just see it's just a big fucking mess. They can't get their shit together. How the fuck we gonna get our shit together?
And yeah, listen, the Democratic Party. There's also a narrative around it. There's also there's also some restructuring. Listen, both parties are having restructuring. There's like been Republican and MAGA, and they're like, nah, this is a little too much. And then there's like Democrats and like Democratic Socialism, which is very so it's like two parties splitting into four and different things. When it's like, hey, you know what? Let's bring it back to basics.
Yeah.
We remember all those things at the top. We want our money right. We want our health right, our family right, our quality of life, and, you know, affordability of things.
I like that the mayor went to the White House and was able to have, you know, a reasonable dialogue with Trump. You know, I thought that was, I think that was productive. You know,
Those are the conversations to have. It's the people that you need to build more relationship with.
like I don't care if the city mayor is like Muslim. You know, like I do agree on some of the things that he says, and some of the things is kind of like on the too socialist, and it doesn't sound like it's gonna ever really happen in that sense. But the thought is great. You know, but. You know, in actuality, I just don't see it happening. But I like that he talked so much shit about Trump and then was able to go to the White House and talk to him in person, and they were able to have a respectable dialogue. And so I think that people in Democrats and Republicans hate to see that. You know,
the people trying to divide. There's certain people that are trying to divide us.
And I personally, I love to see that.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where I stand in the middle. You know, but once again, I'm an infant in politics, and I really try to keep in this. But like, I had a governor candidates for California that wanted to come on the podcast and talk to the community.
Okay.
You know, but they leaned a little too far on the right, so I shut it down, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't give them the seat. You know, regardless of who I voted for, or what people might think who I am.
Yeah.
I really try to just like. This isn't a political podcast, you know. I mean, this is like your
community. Your community podcast.
Yeah, it's a community.
That's
bro.
what I got. That's what I got from you. You guys built a community, man. You guys built a community, and the community is what talks. So like, what happens is, politics represent the community, but let's go straight to the community. Like, I'm not only going to be like doing up here, talking these, and talk about community, bro. I've been talking to homeless people and unhoused. I've been talking to unhoused community members, like. For weeks, I've been going out and talking to them, asking them how we can help them. I took an unhoused woman to lunch the other day to ask her. And you know what these people all tell me? This is the first time we hear about a politician or a candidate coming to talk to us.
Nice.
Bro, those are still people, man.
It's unfortunate, bro.
Bro, those are still people. Those are still someone's kids, man.
Yeah.
Man, any one of us is one disaster, one thing away from being on the streets, man. And just because you're on the streets, man, I ain't gonna walk right over you, man. You're still God's child, man. I'm still gonna give you love, and I'm gonna give you help. So to best understand you, I don't have to just go through an organization and statistics, man. I'm gonna go and break bread with you, which I literally did multiple times.
I want everybody to give it up for Nelson Grande. How can people support you? I mean, you said that. How can they follow you?
Just follow my social media and folks, and listen. If you go to the website, you hit the donation link, and listen. Whatever you can do, and I'm not a career politician. I'm not a career politician. Like I'm a person in the community who's sick of the political game, who's just jumping in and say, listen, enough's enough. Let's give the people what the people want and what we deserve. We want our street lights on. We want clean parks. We want community.
Absolutely.
And what I'm asking folks is if you got a few dollars, if you live in the city of LA, if you make a donation, and what I'll be is I'm gonna be accessible, and it's not gonna. For me, I won't forget that I work for the people, and I genuinely appreciate the support.
Well, I'll be most definitely. Hoodstocks Podcast will most definitely be donating to your site, brother.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you so much for blessing.
Lucky, thanks for having me here, brother. Appreciate you guys.
100%, brother. And I really commend you on still showing up after you were advised not to. To me, that is fucking super solid. And I think we had a really productive conversation.
Yeah, brother. One of many. One of many. Looking forward to it, man.
Absolutely, brother. Everybody give it up for Nelson Grande, baby, doing his thing.
Thank you all. Thank you folks for watching.
Showing out and listening to the community, man. Yes,
Before we
Droopy
go, I want to shed some light on, we got one of the homies missing from Lincoln Heights. He's been missing for about a week now. I just want to try to shed some light on that. If anybody has any news on Aaron, if they could help us out with that, I'd really appreciate it. His family's worried about him. He's a 26-year-old. He's been missing for a week now, and they haven't had any kind of information about him. So, he's a friend of mine. Like I know him. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
He's related to the homies from Lincoln Heights. But if anybody could help us out with that, I'd really appreciate it.
How long has he been missing for?
About a week already. Bro.
So have we considered maybe this might be an ICE situation also?
Yeah, well, they checked everywhere. They checked the ICE. They checked jails. They checked everywhere, like, hospitals. And so far we haven't had any news on it. Like, they haven't found his car. They haven't found, like, nothing to do with him. So if anybody knows him or knows where he's at or can help the family in any way, I'd appreciate if they could reach out to the family and help him out. He's out of the Lincoln Heights area.
That's in my district. I'll get with you after the show.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Thank you, Rick, for shining light on that, brother.
For sure.
Yeah, and shout out to Rick right here. Co-host is back, bro. Stronger than ever, man. You know what I mean? I feel so much more comfortable with my dog right here on the right side of me. You know what I mean? Rick is just an absolutely great human being, man. He's a good dude, man. And I always told Rick, because Rick is really good with community. Rick is good with talking with people one-on-one. And I said, Rick, one day, man, you should get into politics, bro. You know what I mean? You should get into, like, more community work. And I think we're moving towards that, 100%, as a whole, as a team. You know what I mean? But anyways, with that said, we're out of here. We love you guys.
Salute.